The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Line one. Take it. Hit it. Hit it. Slade Week here at Talk Radio. Every show on the station is opening with a track from Slade. That's from Slade. That's from Slade Alive Volume 2. That's the Slade Alive Volume 2. Yes, line one. Baby, baby, baby! Wow! Wow, baby, baby, baby! Slade Week, culminating in the... Well, Dave Hill will be on this show Friday night, 10 o'clock. He's going to be sat there. We're going to bring in a guitar, okay? But we're going to pretend that there is always a guitar in the studio. So you'll know this, right? But Dave won't know this. So he's going to come in, George is on before, so I'm going to sneak the guitar in while George is on. I'm sure he'll be cool. And then Dave will be chatting about 20 minutes past. I go, by the way, Dave, I don't know if you noticed, we've got the old studio guitar is in. Fancy strumming one off? And we'll see what happens. And if he doesn't, I'll play. I'll teach him a few riffs. I'll teach the guy some riffs. He's in to plug his book, which I'm halfway through, and is an absolute joy to read. I might read some of it later on. Dave Hill. So here it is, the autobiography. It's a cracking read, man. With his missus for 50 years. Isn't that incredible? Particularly in rock and roll, but in any walk of life, that is an incredible... That's an incredible standard to set. I could barely make 10. So Dave Hill is in on Friday, and then, of course, the whole of Slade Week is culminating with a reunion of all 4 members of Slade on the Alexis Conran show on Saturday afternoons. No, me neither, but apparently he does. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to look forward to listening to that. Slade will be reforming all 4 members on Alexis Conran on Saturday here on Talk Radio. But tonight is the night when two become one. Put a Johnny on, put a Johnny on. Sensible advice, guys. If you're having it away, then put it on. Double bag it. Triple bag it. If you're not sure... If you are not sure, then I would say I would triple bag it.
I would suggest if you're triple bagging it, you're sure you shouldn't be doing that.
So what's this drug PrEP?
I don't know.
Well, there's this drug PrEP that stops you getting AIDS.
What?
Yeah. This is a thing. This isn't me giving out bad sexual health advice. This is me giving you out excellent sexual health advice. Sexcellent advice. There's this drug called PrEP, because there was a big thing about 6 months ago that some people took their local... Because NICE, the National Institute for Clinical Excellence, said that it was too expensive to just, give out as a prescription on the NHS, right? And so some people said, no, some people sued them and said, no, you should be giving this out in a similar way that the pill is given out. Because it protects... It will ultimately save the NHS money. Have I got this right? Can members of our shagging community call in 0344 499 1000? So you take this PrEP pill and it prevents you from getting the HIV virus, although I think the V stands for virus.
Yeah, but surely that's instead of a condom?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to get all sorts of other things if you're not careful.
Well, you get all the others. Yes, you will get the dibs and dabs.
Yeah.
You get the scrope bollocks. You get the fluffies. You get the dingleberries, and you get the babies. But you don't get the AIDS, which for me is the daddy of all.
Oh, sure, yeah, sure.
Well, we used to call them. Well, now they used to be.
There used to be STDs, but now they're STIs.
But before STDs, what do we call them? Just the clap. We used to just call them the clap. So STDs, now STIs. But have I got that right? Because I don't want someone at home to be just about to engage in promiscuous sex and then going, oh, well, hang on a minute, I'll just take this PrEP pill that I've got here and I will engage. I think that's where we've got to in society, because I'm of an age, I remember when AIDS started, and I was in primary school, about 9, I remember at 9 years old, so 82, 83, and having discussions about it in the playground with other kids at 9 years old, and not really knowing what was going on, but there was a very dark vibe.
It was that Don't Die of Ignorance campaign.
Yeah. I had a really interesting chat with someone who shall remain nameless. But I had an interesting chat with someone recently who was around kind of in the mid-80s, sexually active, gay guy, sexually active in the 80s. And loads of his friends died.
Yeah. And
he was saying, and I'd never heard this expressed before, but he was saying that he has a lot of friends who are going through this now, which makes me think there's definitely something in it. He said that lots of his friends died 35 years ago because of AIDS and HIV. And that loads of his peers who survived now, 30 years later, are suffering from PTSD as a result. He said that quite often PTSD takes like 30 years to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, quite often one of the reasons that some victims of child abuse don't speak up for like 30 years is there's something about 30 years that it kind of, something kicks in them. And he said that loads of his friends who survived are having breakdowns, maybe too strong. No, breakdowns is probably an appropriate word. I don't remember if he actually used the word. But people, yeah, we're having like breakdowns now and remembering stuff and friends that died 30 years ago that they managed to kind of suppress, and it was all coming out for them now. Loads of people.
Well, like survivor's guilt.
Guilt, PTSD, shame, sadness. You know, all of these things were happening for. He said it seems to be 30 years is the key point where these things were really hitting people, and I never thought of it. Like that really intelligent gentleman as well expressed it infinitely better than I'm expressing it. But I'd never thought of it like that. That if you lost a significant number of your friends all within a 2-3 year period, which is what this guy did,
And in a horrible way.
Yeah.
Those poor guys.
Yeah, and you know, and there was. You know, a lot of it's the gay plague. That's God, man. It's God. It's God's way of wiping out the queers. The gay plague was the phrase. Because, of course, it was only gay people. Then, of course, it was haemophiliacs. And then actually it turns out, it could be anybody. You know, it could be anybody. So PrEP is what I'm saying to you guys. This has got a very weird start to the week, Catherine. Very weird start to the week.
You started it.
I did start it. I think it's going to be one of those shows tonight, dear listener. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. 0344 499 1000. Catherine has just done a little intake of breath and pointed her finger in the air, meaning she has something.
Yeah, looking at the Terence Higgins Trust website,
Yes.
PrEP is a drug taken by HIV-negative people before sex that reduces the risk. So it doesn't eliminate the risk.
But I think it reduces it significantly in the same way that a condom reduces the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Condom doesn't guarantee you're going to not catch something. I wonder, can you run up can you input the data into a spreadsheet and run up the comparison of condom versus PrEP as to terms of statistical safety in terms of unprotected?
No, because it's still being trialled.
Oh, no, but it
says it's available as a trial at the moment in the UK.
It's not in the States. In the States, it's there. It's out there. It's doing it. No, I saw an advert on a bus. I'm sure am I dreaming this?
Oh, in England it's available as part of a trial. It's also available in Scotland and Wales.
I'm sure I saw an advert on a bus that said, use PrEP. I'm sure I did.
It's been made available for 10,000 people in England as part of the Impact Trial, which started September 2017.
Okay.
For further information on how to join, see the PrEP Impact Trial website.
Okay. And in the States?
Same in Scotland and Wales. Doesn't mention that.
Okay. Well, then there you go. Well, that's the pub. I mean, it's not exactly going to get the phones alight, but it's
interesting.
It's interesting, guys, and sometimes that's all we can guarantee you is that. Listen, if we can provide anything that's interesting, then we're doing our job to the best of our ability. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the late night alternative. My name is Iain Lee. Who the hell are you?
Tonight I'm going to be Catherine Boyle.
I'm refusing to watch any of this series of I'm a Celebrity. Do you want to hear something funny? So Fizz, Jenny McAlpine, who was in the jungle with, just tweeted. Do you see her little tweet?
No.
She just tweeted, I'm a Celebrity class of 2017 group chat. We're not jealous at all that they're getting such lovely weather. Never in 3 weeks with my socks not wet through. They're having a group chat?
Well, you're busy.
They're having a... I'm assuming that's on WhatsApp.
Well, look.
I hope those guys are having a great time.
If it involves some of those people, they won't let others finish their sentences, so you're not missing anything.
I hope those guys are having a great time in their group chat in whatever social media situation. Yeah, you can print that. You can print that in the Mirror online. I'm not involved in the class of 2017. I'm a Celebrity group chat. I'm not involved in that chat. It could be the same group chat that
you pull out?
I left as I boarded my plane to come home because I was sick and tired of that bullshine. But I wonder if Kez is in the group chat. Let me just let me message Kez. Hang on a second.
We'll just see if she's online.
Hang on. So I'm going to message Kez. Are you in the group chat? Let's find out after these messages.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Kez is in the chat. So, Kez is in the chat. And I'm not in the chat.
I mean, how big is the group?
Everybody's in the chat.
Oh, everybody, though.
Apart from Shappy and Stanley.
Well, yeah, of course Stanley's not in it.
I feel weird. Feels weird. It is the chat it is the group that I left last year. But
So-
I still feel weird. But I'm finding this whole experience is weird anyway. I'm having lunch with Shappy tomorrow. I'm having lunch with Shappy, and we'll talk about that. I'm finding the whole thing weird. I can't quite get my head around it, and I keep thinking, just stop being a dick. Just to, what is going on? I've just been told what they're chatting about.
Yeah.
They're mainly moaning they've not been invited back to the ITV2 show. I find this whole thing weird, and I'm sorry, dear listener. It must be boring for you hearing a guy that had a really well-paid, high-profile, very, very exciting television job. A year later, going, I feel a bit weird about it. Yeah, I feel a bit weird.
No, because we watched it.
Sorry?
Saw what happened.
Yeah, I know, but
No, why do you feel weird?
Well, but I feel weird. I feel weird, and I don't know. Anyway, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome. Catherine has been very violently ill last night.
Yeah.
You ate a bad pizza. Whereas on Saturday, I ate what I thought was going to be a great pizza. Food technology has gone too far. As far as I'm concerned, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Food technology has gone too far. So ages ago, me and my boys watched an episode of what?
Bearing in mind that.
What?
Bearing in mind.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention the name of the company.
Yeah, or the. Because they literally advertised.
Well, hang on a minute. I can say I didn't like the cheese. I can say I don't like a cheeseburger pizza.
What?
Well, you've just killed the vibe to that story. What have you got?
No, I'm joking. Go on.
No, it's fine. It's done now. What have you got?
All right, here we go. So, here we go. What we love the most about this time of year? Rubbish Christmas events. There was another one, this time in Bolton. If you were at this thing in Bolton, I want to hear from you. Families who visited, this is in the Sun, visited a winter weekend event, submitted hundreds of complaints to organisers calling it a rip-off. Look at this. In the Bolton Arena, people got trapped in the snow globe, the inflatable snow globe.
Oh, look.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's got little kid, grown-ups in there.
That'll learn them.
So there was that.
Go inside a snow globe. What kind of craziness is that? It's madness.
2-hour queue to see Santa, plastic ice rink, and the deflated snow globe left the guests feeling let down. Harry Houston visited the event with his children and told the Bolton News it was a disaster, and they felt ripped off by rubbish stalls that had nothing to do with winter or Christmas. No staff there, he had nowhere to complain. And Mum, who said she spent a total of £60 on winter weekend tickets for the family, said the stalls were more like a car boot and the children were left feeling disappointed by the event. What a shame. 60 quid. So there we go. There we have it.
Well, there's no vibe to this show at all. This show is vibeless, don't you think? Got no calls, got no vibe. I don't know what to do. 24 minutes in, I don't know where to take it.
Do straight to air for a bit?
Well, no one's phoning in, so that doesn't work. I tell you something. I've been so close recently to quitting this job, so close to quitting it. Let's have this conversation. So close to quitting it, just because I just feel that I am repeating the same old shit, doing the same old shit that we've been doing for years, and it's not kind of going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. We're getting the same old callers, which is great. Hey, it's great you guys call in, but you know, it feels like the same handful of people. We got Alan, we got Nigel, we got Alistair, we got, the same sort of 5-6 people been calling in for 3 years, which is great. But I feel I have extracted as much as I can from them. I don't feel that we're doing anything different or unique or new. And I listen to all the other phone-in shows on radio stations, kind of around the thing. Take these headphones off, because this is bullshit. And we're not... This doesn't fit in with anything. And, I mean, Alistair's calling in now. He's either to have a go at me or whatever. I don't know. I swear to God, if I wasn't up to my eyeballs in debt and didn't have to pay a huge amount of money every month for my divorce and for my house, I'd quit, because it feels like we're just treading water. It feels like we're treading water. Feels like there's nothing new going on. I've run out of ideas, is what I'm saying. I've run out of ideas. Let's go to Alistair. Good evening, Alistair.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kath.
Alistair.
Hi, Alistair.
I just wanted to know how last night went.
Last night was great. Yesterday was great. We screened American Movie. We sold out. We had a message from the director apologising that he couldn't take part. We sang a song. We played some games. People loved the movie. And I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say this. We are in the very, very early stages of, at some point in 2019, screening, and this isn't definite because I've literally put the feeling, screening The Magic Christian and getting the director, Joe McGrath, to come in and talk about it. That's what we're looking at doing at some point later in the year. But last night was a success. Yes, there was a little bit. I'll take that call. Yes, there was a little bit of racism, a little bit of casual racism that brightened everyone's evenings. But it was good. It was a nice vibe. It was beautiful people, beautiful men, beautiful women, a loving vibe. It was enjoyable. We dug it. We all laughed. We cried. It was good.
I watched the little bit on when you sang at the beginning.
Oh, every live show, apart from possibly, I may drop that rule for the screening of Threads this Sunday in Halifax. But every live show that I do from now on is going to have a song at the start.
Or you could do Atomic by Blondie.
Flip it up, mate. Flip it up, mate.
But I thought Kath, and also I listened to Love Shack. Saw Love Shack at your other show in Bath or Bristol.
Yes.
Kath, I just wanted to say what a great singer you are.
Ha!
What the?
Well, you missed yesterday's epic fail in the middle of the song where I just couldn't do it. But thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Anyway, have a good show. And I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I'll try and... I've got a friend in London. Maybe I'll get down and do that.
Get down, get with it. Get down, get with it, Alistair. Let's go for it. Let's go to Wassim. Yes, Wassim.
All right, Ian, I thought it was bandmate. How come you unbanned me?
Well, you phone in every single night, pretty much, and we're having a bit of an existential crisis. So I thought I'd put some kryptonite through.
Yeah, mate, because I can't work out why I've been banned.
Because you're a bellend. Because I don't like you. Because you're rude. Whatever the last thing was... No, I'm talking about you. Whatever the last thing was that you did it. You did it repeatedly, And,
what?
I don't remember, Wassim, but you did something again.
Yeah, I said to you were mean to Tony and you were mean to a few callers. That's what it was.
OK, fine. Well, I chose not to let you on my radio show. Excuse me if that doesn't sit comfortably with you. Here's the thing. You can ban me from phoning your radio show. How's about that? Yet you phone up every night, sometimes for the entire show. I suggest maybe you get a life. Maybe get a life.
I've got a life, mate.
Your life is sat between 10 and 1, flashing up on my screen pretty much 5 nights a week.
Not 5 nights a week, every now and again.
Yeah, no, it's more than every now and then. More than every now and again, mate.
I was intrigued as to why I've been banned. That's what it was.
Well, there you go. You've got your answers, because I don't like you. Next question?
Oh, no, not a question. I want to say about mental health. I have something to say.
I don't really want to talk about it.
All right, I want to just say the best thing.
I don't really want to talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it. So,
yeah, belief in God is all around it, mate.
Oh, bloody idiot. See? Belief in God. Belief in God is going to save your mental health.
There are depressives with a belief in God.
Belief in Jesus Christ or Muhammad will save your mental health. That's the biggest load of bullshine ever. Hey, listen, if it works for you, buddy, that's great. I'd never knock it for someone else. But for most people, thank God this country is losing its grip on religion, or religion is losing its grip on this country. Because most people are realising, you know what, maybe science is the way forward. But thanks very much for your call, Wassim, and you wonder why you've been banned. 0344 4991. This is Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. But we won't get any phone calls. We'll get Alan phoning up at some point. We'll get Nigel phoning up at some point. And Nigel phones up, and he's obviously being exploited by this homeless woman who knows him. And we know at some point he's going to be calling us from a tent while she's living in his house. And I'm powerless to stop that happening. Alan doesn't listen to the show, and I wonder ethically if it's okay putting him on, for obvious reasons. No one phones. You put a question out, no one phones in. You put out a topic, no one phones in. So what? We go through the papers and do these crap 7 stories that I've got. Can't talk about cheeseburger pizzas. We talk about Kenny Rogers being a sex criminal. I mean, that's all I've got. That's it. That's all I've got. So I don't know. I don't know what to do to make the show fun for me, to make it fun for the listener. I don't know. What do you suggest?
I really don't know because it's we don't tend to fake it on this show.
No, exactly. I swear to God, if I didn't have to pay like $3,000 a month, I would quit because this isn't fun for anybody. It can't be fun for the listener. Our listening figures are the worst they've ever been. So we're obviously the difference that I'm trying to do is obviously not working. Right? It's obviously not working. So might as well just hang on. Let me finish. So might as well just give up and let someone come in and do a clone of Ian Collins or a clone of Duncan Barks or a clone of, let James Whale have this slot. Whatever. I don't know.
But you say that, but then last week there were a couple of nights when you actually said it was great, that you had a good time and that we had fun. And we've had a really good run. It's just that you get so disheartened when we have a slight lull because compared to, busy nights, it makes a difference.
Look, Wassim tweeting me. I prefer George Galloway's show any day of the week.
Why don't you just block him? He's tedious.
Yourself. There we go. Yeah, you're right, blocking. There we go. Little boy.
But the thing is, that's another thing. We talk like this, and then people like Wassim smell blood and stick their.
I don't give Wassim. Don't say that because Wassim's not smelt blood. Wassim phones up all the time. He phones up every single night for 3 hours a night, and I saw him then, and I thought, well, Evan. So that's not him smelling blood. That's me. Letting him on.
Then he will exploit it when he comes on.
Who gives us? No, but he wasn't listening. Wassim wasn't listening, so he didn't exploit it. So that's wrong. No, but what you're saying is the point you're making is invalid in that case. So don't pull that face that... No, Catherine, don't do that thing.
I'm not doing a thing.
You are doing that thing. Don't do that thing of where... Because I'm disagreeing with you, you do that thing where you sit back and you go, what can I do? That's what you're doing. Yes, Danny.
Kath, Ian, hello.
Yes,
how are
yes
you
Danny.
Both? I know how you both are. Before I go and cook myself some dead pig, I thought you've quite a few times mentioned the Andy Kaufman film.
Yes, it's good.
Because you recommended it, I watched it at the weekend and... It was really sad because I'm 48, so I'm old enough to remember Taxi when it was being shown late night.
Yeah.
And listening to you tonight, you reminded me a little bit of Andy Kaufman, that everybody loved what he did, but he was never happy. He always wanted more.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's quite similar to how you feel at the moment. I think everything you do is... You don't want to hear that. But, it's a really, really good film. Really sad as well, because when he was done, when something happened to him, I won't give the film away. When no one.
Well, I think you can give the film's probably about 20 years old now. I think we're allowed to give away the ending of a film that's 20 years old that's based on a guy who died like 15 years before the film was made.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was diagnosed with lung cancer and he didn't even smoke.
Yeah.
And people thought it was a joke. And even up to the last moments, people really thought he was joking.
I'm just saying, but, that it was your point was invalid in this instance because he phones up all the time. He wasn't listening. He didn't smell blood. He's an idiot.
No, he's just not a nice person.
He smells a-holes. That's what he smells because he is one.
I also watched the McDonald's film. Have you seen that with...
Keaton?
Yeah,
Multiplicity.
That was brilliant.
Do you know what? I got 20 minutes into it and I thought, there's something about Keaton that I just don't trust.
Overly wrinkled.
You can see him acting.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a good actor, but I can always see him acting. You can see the joins.
Yeah, like Birdman. I've not seen Birdman yet because...
I didn't get it. I watched Birdman.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it.
No, that's why I've not watched it.
It wasn't making any sense. I think it was all right, but it's not a great movie.
I think it's more interesting in it because of the story of how it all started, and feel sorry for those two blokes that were conned out of all those hundreds of millions of dollars every year.
Another supposedly great movie that I didn't get is the one about the drum school.
School of Rock?
No.
Oh.
What's it called? Like Shattered or Splintered or something?
Drum school?
It's the guy's learning to play the drums, but his teacher is like a Nazi.
Oh no, sounds a bit dark for me.
He's not an actual Nazi, but he's a fascist. And what's it called? Shattered or Displaced?
Yeah, I vaguely remember Mark Kermode talking about that.
Chops? It's not called Chops. Chops is the karate film. Sound Clash. What's it called?
Oh, I don't know.
It's got the bald guys, the drumming teacher.
Got no idea.
Whiplash! Thank you, Sam. Whiplash!
It's called Whiplash?
Yeah, don't watch it. It's rubbish.
Do you get any Black Friday bargains?
I got a Purple Tuesday. No, did I? No, I was going to buy some games and then I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a new, the same webcams I've already got, but it was £25 rather than 80, and now it's gone back up to 70, so I'm happy with that.
That's all right,
Did Kath get anything?
Nah, not really. Well, a few things I can't reveal because I was helping a certain
Red gentleman.
Yes. But yeah, a few things. You know, some of the places that I like to shop or I wait for the sales normally, I'd sort of 25% off. I was straight in there.
25% doesn't sound like a lot to me, considering Gap have sent me a voucher for 50% off.
They do that every other week, though, don't they?
No, not 50%. 50% is quite rare. Yeah. Gap Cyber Monday. I'm giving you guys the code. Just type in Cyber Gap. And like 50% off, you get Cyber Gap. 50% off. That's nuts. How do those guys make a profit?
Well, my daughter, she still believes in the big red man. She's 20.
Well,
the magic doesn't work if you don't believe. So I don't blame
my youngest wrote a note to Father Christmas. I'm going to read it to you. Hang on a minute. Let me find it. I'm going to read this note to you. This is the society we live in.
Are you going to do that thing where you post it and you get a reply?
That's kind of out of my remit at the moment. That's down to... Right. Dear Santa, these are all the presents I would like. I would like the robot that costs £6,000.
Not anymore now. There's no jungle money.
I think there's no jungle. I think I deserve it because my brother has a robot and his name is Mip. That's the robot's name, not the brother.
Yeah. And
I would like a different robot. I really would like it. Can I also have a few games? Ow. Oh, can I also have a few games? Oh, he's written O. O-W. Oh, can I also have a few games? And I said to him, dude, you're not getting a £6,000 robot. Yeah, but Father Christmas can get... I said, Father Christmas is not going to get you a £6,000 robot.
It's got nothing to do with you. It's down to Father Christmas.
That is not happening. Well, his brother made a joke about murdering Father Christmas.
Okay.
And I said, man, you cannot even joke about that. He said, I don't... He said, I won't murder him. I won't need to murder him. He died already. I said, what? He said, yeah, I know he died a little while ago and Mummy does his job for him now.
Oh, dear.
What are you talking about, boy?
That's sad. I think someone may need to...
get their legs slapped.
Red up at Christmas.
Yeah. Sorry?
Red up.
What does that mean? It sounds like some weird sexual euphemism.
It's red.
It's like browning up. What?
Hey?
Sorry?
This time of night.
All right, Danny, thanks for your call, mate.
Love you both.
Love you. Tutty bye. Good evening, Katie.
Hi.
Hi, Katie.
Hi. I just was ringing because it made me really sad what you were saying about quitting.
Oh. Well, don't be sad, because I can't afford to quit.
I'm just being selfish here, but don't quit the show.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, you can do what you want, you got free will, but it would be nice if you didn't quit the show.
Well, listen, I'm not going to quit the show. I'm not going to quit the show, but it just feels like, you know, if I didn't need to come up with a lot of money, then I would like the freedom from the. I would really like 3 months off because I'm exhausted trying to come up with stuff, man. I know, poor me. I know people out there are starving and people have got real jobs and all of that. I get all of that, right? But I just don't know how to make the show any good. It's all right, but I don't. Why would you want to do something that's all right?
I think, to be honest, though, that's like everyone who's got a job thinks, oh, well, if I won the lottery.
Say that again, Katie. Your phone broke up.
Oh, sorry. I said I think that's like everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone in the jobs think, oh, well, if I had loads of money, I'd quit.
Yeah.
You know, everyone thinks like that, but I feel like, I don't know. I mean, you're getting that guy from Slade in. That's good.
Yeah. I don't know. Just here's the thing, man. No one listens to this show. Honestly, no one listens to this show. And my enthusiasm for my belief in what we are doing is waning slightly.
Can I say something, but I don't want to overstep the mark?
You say whatever you want to say, Katie. You can never overstep the mark.
I feel like maybe you're having a bad day.
What the hell? Who the hell is this woman? Just overstep the mark. No, you know what? You might be right. You could be right.
I feel like as sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you then. I feel like as someone who has experienced mental health, when one thing happens and then another thing happens, and obviously like even little things like finding out that you're not in the group chat and then this, that, the other, and you just think, oh, everything's crap, can't be bothered, everything's crap. Like, but even last week you did so many good shows, and I literally I know, just me, like, obviously it's not just me, there's loads of people, but like I'd look forward to the show, and how you were saying, like it doesn't fit in with anything. I feel like that's like you appeal to a certain crowd of people, I think, who don't really fit. Oh, I don't know.
Misfits. People on the fringes. Do you know what? I think what you're saying about a bad day is true, because that group chat thing did knock me a bit, and this jungle thing I'm finding weird. And I had a tough old day with my youngest son today, because he's struggling. He's really struggling with me not being there. And I don't know. I'm going to cry. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to make a boy who's nearly 7 feel better about the fact that I don't live there anymore, and he misses me terribly, and I don't know how to fix it. And you know, it's like you're a mum. You see your kid in distress, right? You know, instinctively, you generally know what to do. This is the first time I don't know what to do.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I've never had like that problem, but I don't know. Maybe just try and spend more time with him. But obviously, you've got a busy life, and it's hard. Especially, I don't know the situation, but like I know that me and with Dad and my baby, we don't really get on, so it's hard to spend time together with the baby, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if you and your ex get on or not, but I know it can be hard when the only time you can spend with the kid is away from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Away from the other parent, it makes it a lot harder. So, I don't know what to suggest. I mean,
there is nothing to suggest. There is no solution. I'm not doing this because I want people to phone in and go, oh man, we love you and you're the greatest. And
I know, but it helps if you're feeling like crap. It helps for someone to say, you know. And I do actually really love this show. And like, I'm not trying to milk it, but I've been having a really bad time for the past 2 years. But like, I mean, I found this show by accident as well, and I only kept on listening because you were. I don't know how to say it, you were absolutely parring this guy off. And I thought, oh my God, I've not heard anyone on the radio act like this before. And it made me laugh. And so I thought, I will tune in tomorrow. And I did. And,
wicked.
You know, it just cheers me up at the end of a long day. And I'm not trying to, like, lick your bum or anything, but...
Which I believe is very popular amongst young people these days. Apparently that's the thing. Have you heard this, Catherine? That's the thing. Have you heard this? It's the thing.
My whole point was basically, you know... Sometimes people have bad days, and if you are having a bad day, just ride it out, sleep it off, and come back tomorrow, and you know, try again.
Nice
He's
one.
doing good.
Nice one, Katie.
And Catherine
Thank
as
you.
well.
How is the baby? Is he good?
He's got croup.
Oh, no!
I know.
What are you supposed to get? Wasn't it that, like, lemon water? Was it grape water? No.
Gripe water.
Gripe water.
I don't know whether that's
no.
right. No.
I think that's if he's got like indigestion or something. This is like baby bronchitis.
Yeah,
He's got a really bad cough. He's wheezing. He's struggling to sleep, but he's on little steroid drops, so he'll be all right.
Do you know what else might help? When you have a shower, put him in the bathroom with you so he gets a bit of steam.
Yeah, I've been doing that because I had asthma when I was a kid, and my mum used to do that with me.
Yeah.
Steam it up.
Oh, well, Katie, lots of love. I hope he gets better soon.
You too.
Cheers, my
Bye.
dears. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. What is gripe water? What is gripe? We had it, but I don't know.
I used to have it when I was a baby. I don't think they really give it to kids
Hey, I'm sorry
anymore.
I snapped at you.
It's all right.
But I do think I was in the right that time.
Anyway.
But I do. I genuinely do.
Yeah, okay.
But no, do you need to agree with me?
No, I'm not going to agree with you.
Well, you have to agree with me on that point, otherwise my apology is retracted.
Okay, it's not a real apology then. is it?
It's rescinded then. Let's go to the break.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Let's try Stephen. Hey, Stephen.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Catherine.
Catherine has nipped out to do a ladies' excuse me.
Oh, I see. Right.
She'll be back.
So, she'll be back. No, before I say what I was going to say, I mean, you're obviously a good father, Ian. I mean, you've talked about your sons
Talking about your sons doesn't make you a great dad. Apparently, my dad used to talk about me all the time, but he was a terrible father.
You know what I mean? I don't mean that kind of talking about. I mean, no, you speak well of them and the activities.
So did my dad.
do.
My dad used to speak well of me, but he didn't see me for years. Here's the thing, right? I like to think I'm a great dad, but you know, you guys don't know that. I could be at home beating the crap out of them for all you know, and coming on and playing this. But I cannot even begin to work out how to make it right for what my boy who's nearly 7 is going through. I just can't get my head around how to fix it.
I think time will. Well, it's a cliche, I know, but I think time will find a way, or you'll find a way through time, basically. But I can't offer you advice on that because I'm not a father, not that I know of. But can I talk about a subject?
Of course you can. Talk about anything you want. Yes, please, Stephen. Yes, thank you, sir.
Right. Now, I've been thinking about this for a while, and you brought it back to memory about Led Zeppelin a few days ago. Because you're not that keen, are you?
I like the one, banana out, banana out, banana out, banana out, banana out. I like that one.
Well, have you ever listened to Carry On?
How does that go?
Gosh, I can't sing like that. There's a lot of mythology about, like, Lord of the Rings brought into it. He's searching for this girl, going around the world. He says, he met her at Mordor, you see. And,
they were into all their Lord of the Rings and all that, the Hobbit and stuff, weren't they?
Yeah, the magical symbolism. He says, and Gollum, that evil one, took away with her, what like that. And I'm on my way 10 years. I've been this way 10 years to the day I've got to Ramble On. Ramble On it's called. Yeah, sorry, I said the wrong word.
You Carry On is a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song.
Ramble On, Find the Queen of All My Dreams. And it's a bit folky, but then it speeds up again. What I like about them is that they speed up. They can be very folksy, you know, like Sandy Denny. I mean, she's sung on some of their tracks. And so there's a sort of folky element. And then suddenly, like you said, you didn't realise until recently, but Stairway to Heaven
rocks
goes
out
very fast at the end, you know, and it's that, you know, very fast rock beat, you know. But I was going to ask you something.
Yes.
If an artist, a performer, an actor, or whoever, does something wrong in their private life, say, whatever, but you happen to like the piece of work that they've produced, will that influence your liking of the song or the film, whatever, or not? Or you separate the two things?
I can generally separate the two things. For example, I watched Baby Driver on an aeroplane a couple of months after Kevin Spacey had been accused of all kinds of sexual assault. I still listen to Gary Glitter music. That's the biggest example, I guess. I still listen to Gary Glitter.
Right.
So, yeah, I can separate, but I would also choose very carefully as to how I shared that in public. For example, I would not come on here and play a Gary Glitter song because I know it could very seriously upset quite a lot of my listeners.
Sure. I mean,
why are you asking? Why are you asking? Are you referring to something specific?
Well, do you mind if I mention a presenter at another station I had this conversation with about 6 months ago? Would you mind if I mention the person's name?
Oh, no, you're not going to say he's like a nonce or anything, are you?
No.
No, sorry, you're just saying you had a conversation with him about this. OK, yeah, of course you can. Of course.
It was Darren Adam.
Darren who? That guy's still alive? What the heck? OK, well, we'll turn it into a fun conversation.
Right, and it was about 3:30 because I'm a bit of an insomniac. About 3:30, and he was talking about I forget what it was now. It's half a year ago anyway. So, and I said, well, one of my favourite films is K-Pax. Do you know Ian?
Kevin Spacey,
K-Pax.
where he's an alien, yeah, or is he an alien? That's the thing, yeah.
Yep. And I said, well,
K-Pax is one of your favourite films.
Well, no, not one of my favourite films, but it's my favourite Spacey film that he's in.
Wow.
And I think it's a good film about that whole thing about mental health. Like, because if you think about it, he does nothing wrong in the film. I mean, he just says, "I'm from another planet," and gets locked up for it.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like religion in a way that people you can pray to God. Oh, that's fine. But the minute someone says God speaks to them, they're some kind of loony. They need to be locked up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, he doesn't do anything crazy. He doesn't hurt anyone. He just says, I'm from a constellation way up there, and he gets locked up. So I think it's a good film. And I said to Darren, could you take to that film? He said, no, not in any way. Because of what Kevin Spacey did, I can never watch any of his films. And I thought, it seemed rather harsh to me. And then Darren brought out the example of paintings by Hitler. Like, say there was a landscape painting, and he thought, I kind of like that painting. And then someone said, yeah, well, actually, it's an early Hitler, 1928, when he was a student struggling. And I don't like it now because now I know it's done by Hitler. Do you see what I mean? So we had this sort of philosophical chat on the radio. So it got me thinking. When you said about Led Zeppelin have got up to their tricks over the years, yeah, I mean, I know about that stuff, but it doesn't put me off their music, like you said about Glitter. So I was going to run it by you and see what you thought about it.
I'm kind of cool with it. Because also there's a kind of a class thing. Led Zeppelin don't get caught. Jimmy Page famously gave drugs to a 14-year-old girl and took her across state lines in America and had sex with her, right? That happened.
Yeah.
That happened. That's charted. That's in loads of books, okay? This is really tricky because it now sounds like I'm comparing what Gary Glitter did to what Jimmy Page did. I'm not at all. Gary Glitter raped 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, right? Okay. But there seems to be an element of snobbery around it, whereas Gary Glitter was a silly plastic glam pop star, and Led Zeppelin are a very serious heavy rock band. So it seems that there is the Phil Spector murdered a woman. Phil Spector shot a woman in the face after decades of violent and threatening abuse of men and women with guns. We still listen to Phil Spector, River Deep Mountain Highs, the You've Lost That Loving Feeling. We still play that stuff.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. By the way,
yep, go on quick.
Sorry, did you see that documentary, Above Us Only Sky?
No, I didn't. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to watch that. And I was busy watching the David Cassidy documentary, which was the bleakest film I've ever seen in my life. Stephen, thank you very much. 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
He has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
The show is having an existential crisis and is falling off of its... the wheels are falling off of the ramshackle, rusty body. What do you call a body of a car? Chassis. What does chassis mean in English? It's got to be a French word.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Chassis. We haven't got a word for it. That's why we use theirs.
Okay, well, we must have words for it.
Body of the car.
Well, you're just saying that now.
I am just saying things. I told you the answer. We haven't got a word for it. That's why we use
we
theirs.
must have words for it. I hate it when these arrogant foreign languages, quite often Yiddish is one, but often the French. Not so much the French, because they use a lot of our words.
Yeah.
The Inuits, the really arrogant languages where they've go, oh, you don't have a word for it in your language. It means something like... Then they'll do like 15 words, and you think, oh, I bet we do have a word for it, and you're just not telling us, you Japanese. The Japanese do that a lot.
They've got one word for the pile of books that you bought and you're never going to read, haven't they?
They certainly have. It's like Ekimo or something like that. It's Akimo. Here's the thing. You could learn to read Japanese. You could learn to read Japanese in a week. You, Catherine Boyle. Because the characters are easy. Easy. You wouldn't know what the words meant, but you could phonetically read Japanese.
Right. Well, it wouldn't be very helpful if I didn't know what I was reading.
Get me some Japanese up on the computer. I'll phonetically read it. I'll see if I can remember how to read it. Because I learned there's 3 Japanese alphabets. There is... there's Romanji. What's Romanji?
Is that the slightly... Because some of them look like Chinese characters and some...
The Romanji... So Romanji is the characters they use, 45 characters they use to write English words. Okay? Hawaii. And then what's Romanji? Then there's the other one, I can't remember what it's called, which is the same sounds but is for Japanese words, so it's different shapes. And then there's 150,000 Chinese characters. I couldn't read the 150,000 Chinese characters. But, what you got? Let's read it. Let's read this. That's it.
What does this say?
You got your hand over it. I can't see anything.
That bit in the middle.
There's nothing there. You literally got your hand over it. Hi.
Correct.
Yes, man!
Right.
I'll show you the letters. Look, let me show you the letters. Look. Hang on a minute. Type in.
Oh, that looks like a her.
That's those two are one letter. Those two are letter. The thing is the full stop. But look, if you look Japanese alphabet, you could learn it. I used to have flashcards. Let's do Romanji first. Let's do katakana. There you go, katakana or Romanji. There you go. There you go. Learn that. A, I, U, E, O. So, those are the 2 different ones. That's the Japanese, and that's Romanji. A, I, U, E, O. When you say it as it's written, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, and it's the same. You see, it's the same sound. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Nani, nu, ne, no.
It's funny how the languages...
You could learn that.
Rhyme.
You could learn that, and then you just read it. You put them together and you read it phonetically. Karaoke.
I mean, yeah, I possibly could. I'm a bit busy, though.
Do it. Learn Japanese, man.
What for?
To communicate with the Japanese. Racist.
But I've been to Japan once for a weekend.
Well, you're Chinese. You can speak in their language. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry. Oh, no, hang on. Let me click the button. Let me click the button, then it works. Good evening, Jerry.
Hello.
Hello, Jerry. I'm doing the show tonight with my headphones off, and I'm feeling... I really stink. I'm wearing the same clothes I wore yesterday.
He's standing up as well.
What?
He's standing up.
He's not even behind the desk anymore. He's gone over to turn the light.
Yeah, stand up. That's what you do, stand up.
I can't stand you up, man. I've not got my psychic powers. Well, not...
Different energies.
Different energies.
Energy.
Energy. The chi. The chi. The life force.
I'm sniffing yogurt. Yogurt in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen.
The life force of the yogurt.
The yogurt's life culture.
Yogurt is life.
Live cultures.
Live cultures, live countries. Life. Power. Jerry's being marched to his execution. In March we're going to hear a bang, and then there'll be silence. Jerry is silenced forever.
Oh, you say that. Where has he gone?
Jerry? Have you been silenced forever? Oh, flipping he's been killed. They've killed him. Jerry?
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
I'm sorry, the security board.
No rush, Jerry. We're just doing a radio show, mate.
It's all right. I just spasm.
Don't think we're allowed to use the word spasm. Oh, no, spasm we're allowed to use.
I'm allowed to use that word, spasm. I don't. My birthday on Thursday.
What was I using the other day? What was I watching the other day? And they used the word retard.
Oh, that's frowned upon.
Well, it's frowned upon. Yes, I was watching it. It must have been American. Oh no, it might have been even worse than that actually, because it was. No, it might have been the S word, the abbreviated S word. Because in America they use that.
Yeah,
as
they
a
do.
word.
They use it for flipping out. They'll say that, won't they?
Yeah.
Oh, there's suspension called SPAX.
Specs.
It's that SPAX. I'm just getting into my room.
Okay. Tell her to get lost, nosy old bat.
Are you running away? What's going on?
I'm going back to my room. I have a bit of wheelchair for stability. My friend.
Jerry, they're coming for you, man! They're coming for you!
Never take me alive. Never take me alive.
Never take me alive.
And Jerry's been killed. Jerry!
Me and Richard, my sister friend.
I hate to hurry you, but we're on the air.
Me and my sister friend. I found out.
Yeah, your solicitor friend Richard, yes.
I read something out. Speak quite clearly. So you just read 2 lines for you, see whether it works on the radio. Please. Jerry requires 2 staff.
I'm losing the will to live. Come on, man. Let's do this.
Jerry requires 2 staff members to take him outside in the wheelchair.
Yes.
Staff to use wheelchair number 7.
What?
When taking Jerry outdoors.
Yes.
Please ensure his feet are on the foot plates.
Yeah.
And he's well fastened in.
Right, these are the guidelines for your care and safety, yes.
Yeah. And both staff members can use the wheelchair handles and spread by the back of the chair.
Right, so what haven't they done?
When Jerry's in the bridge.
Jerry, I don't want to hear your entire care package. What is wrong?
Was it clear? Was it clear? The speech, was it clear? I'm just saying that I'm trying to find a way around Parkinson's. Scripts everything, put out in conversation, but it's good for preparation of the script. Could you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you much better, yeah. Are you using prep?
Yes, I'm smart.
What?
Pardon?
Beg your pardon? I beg your pardon.
It's
you in the
that
face.
world domination game where number stays on ramp. Just like a year ago.
I remember it, yes, very well, yes.
And do that game, man.
No, never repeat yourself.
No.
Never repeat yourself.
You know what I've never listened to yet? That tosses at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Never listened to his show yet. I haven't listened to it. He's smarmy. He's a smarmy little man.
Who's smarmy?
No, 1 o'clock man at your radio station. 1 o'clock
Matthew
man.
Wright.
Righteous.
Right, Matthew Righteous.
Hey,
Matthew Righteous brothers.
Hey,
well, I don't listen. I can slag him off because I got beef with him, but it's a little bit.
Just show me liberals.
Yeah, okay. Well, you don't have to listen to him, Jerry. I feel a little uncomfortable.
I've never listened to him.
Okay, well then don't. Then why have you come on and slagged him off on my show? It makes me feel uncomfortable.
I used to like.
Thanks for your call. This makes me feel uncomfortable. I can slag him off because he stitched me up on live TV, but I feel uncomfortable with other people doing it. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Simon's on the line. Good evening, Simon.
Hello there, mate. How are you doing?
Very well, Simon. What have you got for us tonight?
Well, no, it's more what you've got for me, really, because I'll be honest, a little bit lonely. I just sort of phoned in. I've heard your show a few too many times, and just thought I'd be one of those lucky ones to get through and have a little chat with you.
Go on then.
How are you?
Who's that with you?
With you where?
With you there?
No one's with me. With me where, Ian?
With you there, Simon.
You've got a lovely tone to your voice.
So what do you really want? Come on. Who's there with you and what do you really want?
No, seriously, I've just a bit bored. I listened to your show a few too many times.
Yeah, I can hear them in the background, so it's crazy. So, listen, as long as you're not going to swear, we can do this. And if you are going to swear, I've got a dump button so it won't go out. So what
the only time I'll swear is when I swear down.
Okay.
As in not swearing. No, I'm not going to swear.
Okay, well, that's great news. So what do you want?
I don't know. I'm a bit lonely and I just wanted to phone in the show. Is that not what you do? Let's talk radio where you just phone in.
Yeah, sure, but one would imagine you've got something you want to say.
Yeah.
Go on then.
I finished work and I've just got driving back. Well, I shouldn't say that on the radio. I'm not driving back anywhere.
Are you driving an electric car?
No, I'm being driven. I'm being driven.
By whom?
It's not important, that.
Dun, 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 dun. Dude, man, come on. You almost had me convinced that I was wrong, and then you blew it.
Wrong about what?
There's me thinking, well, maybe my bullshine radar is incorrect. Maybe this is a lonely guy who's on his own. Then suddenly you're in a silent car that's being driven by someone that's not important when you were on your own 30 seconds ago. Try again. Try again.
I pulled out.
Try again.
Did you know that Mars satellite has landed on Mars?
Yes, I did. Yes.
What do you think of it?
I think it's great.
I think it's amazing. Apparently, it took 6 months. I mean, if you can get there in 6 months, you could send loads of stuff there.
Let me speak to you, mate. Go on.
What, mate?
Go on. Let me speak to the driver.
Ian. Oh no. I see what you mean. He's busy driving. Legally, he can't be on the. Yeah,
he can. If you put it on speaker, he can. And also, it's very, very,
phone.
Very, very silent engine you got there.
Well, it's a Ford Transit.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. Almost like, I don't know, you're not being driven. Simon, listen, I'm about to cut you off, right? Unless you start giving me...
Please don't.
Unless you start giving me a little bit of honesty.
What do you want? What do you want? I'll tell you anything.
All right, who are you there with?
John.
Who are you really there with?
Okay, I'm driving the car. I'm illegally driving the car and using the phone. I've just come back from work.
I'm glad you're lonely.
Why are you glad I'm lonely?
Because this is the worst prank phone call I've ever had to deal with. And I had an 11-year-old boy phoning up once pretending to be a farmer that sold puppy fowls.
What sort of puppy foal?
Okay. All right, well, thanks for your call, man.
Bye.
Bye. Let's try John. Good evening, John.
Hiya. How are we?
Are you You're not driving that other fella, are you?
No, I'm not. You know, all as soon as he said, I'm going to talk to John, I thought, please don't.
Should have put you through. What have you got for us, man?
No, I was listening to you earlier saying about how you're having a bit of a bad day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm having a bad couple of weeks. So I just thought I usually keep a diary in the house.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to update it, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to phone in and just speak it rather because my hand gets sore writing, so I'm just going to phone in and say it, really.
So what's going on for you, brother?
I don't know. It's just I'm 22 and I've kind of maybe for the past 2 or 3 years or something I've kind of struggled a bit. I don't like classing it as depression because I feel as if there's so many other people out there who really suffer. And I'm able to get out of my bed and sometimes go to the lights of uni and my work and stuff. And I think, the people out there who can't do this, so I can't. I feel as if I'm kind of slapping them in the face when I say I'm suffering from depression a bit.
Well.
But there's so many days where I feel just really, really, really bad about myself, about so many worries in my life. uni, money.
Well, here's the thing, man. You call it whatever you want to call it because it's yours, right? And you own it. And I never bought this comparison of, well, there are people worse off than me. Yeah, there are people worse off than me, but I feel lousy today. So that's fine. There's this. But sometimes you get someone on Twitter going, yeah, well, there are homeless people and there are kids starving in Africa. Yeah, I know, and that's lousy. But I feel what I feel, and that's fine, man. It is whatever you want to call it.
My girlfriend tells me that all the time as well, because I'm a very kind of clean freak. In the sense, I always keep my car in my room, and I clean my wallet all the time, and my money always has to go in sequences, so it always has to start at a £5 note, a £10 note, a £5 note, things like that.
For a second, I thought you meant as in the serial number.
No,
I'm not putting that idea in your head. Don't make that the next thing. God,
no, please don't, because I've been struggling for the past 2 years not to alphabetize. I can't say the word. Put my DVD collections in alphabet order.
There's nothing. That's not too weird. My CDs, my CDs are, and I'm a little bit angsty because I've not done it properly. I did a rush job because I'm going to get the shelves painted, but my CDs are in alphabetical order in terms of artists. But there's some that are in the wrong place, and that makes me anxious. I'm trying to override it. But alphabetizing is CDs and DVDs is not that uncommon.
I do with my PlayStation games. I alphabetize them.
Alphabetize. I can't say it either. Alphabetize. It feels like there's at least 2 syllables missing there.
Do you know? See, with my mouth, there's probably about 20 syllables missing.
But the alphabet thing isn't as uncommon as you might think. Man. And here's the thing: once I get my shelves painted, the artists are going in alphabetical order, and then the albums are going for each artist are going chronological.
Do you know? Because I heard you earlier talking about how kind of you were struggling with because you're missing your son's missing you as well. Yeah. I think sometimes stuff like that, even these simple things like putting stuff in order, it takes your mind off what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So painting your shelves and because you're concentrating so much about remembering 26 letters in a row and thinking, how does this work? So it helps that way. Like what I was saying when I was keeping my diary, sometimes it helps when I'm feeling bad. Obviously I don't want to intrigue or anything like that, but if you keep a diary, it does help because so many days where I feel bad, and when I start writing in it,
I started and I don't. I have a diary, and I don't do it very often. But when I journal, when I write it down, it feels better.
Yes, absolutely.
But it still doesn't encourage me to do it more.
No, do you know, and I'm in the complete same boat as you there, because I think I looked in my diary the other day, in fact, and I think the last time I updated it was the 14th of October, and I've had so many down days since then where I've not written in it, and yet it makes me feel better somehow.
Yeah.
But that's just what I phoned in for, really.
Well, hey, listen, man, thank you. See, I was about to do it then. I was about to go, I know I'm in a privileged position. Well, I'm in a privileged position, but so what? Who cares? Yeah. This is the position that I also find myself having a tough old day and feeling really, really bad because for the first time ever, I can't fix something for my son. I can't fix it. So I've got no idea how to solve this problem. And it's doing my nutting, and it's the second day of me I had a tablet yesterday, I didn't have a tablet today because I'm still trying to come off these flipping tablets. So I'm aware I'm kind of in that lull, but I shouldn't really be in a lull till tomorrow morning. So I don't know, man. I want to do a really good radio show, right, John? All I want to do is a really, really good radio show that's creative and innovative and funny and makes people think and make people go, wow, it's great. And all I want is 200,000 people to listen to it. That's all. Mm-hmm. And it just feels like we're treading water. I've come in, I've got no ideas. I've got this kind of half-hearted idea for a kind of murder mystery thing, but I can't quite get my head around it. And we've got maybe 25,000 people listening, and it just sucks, man. And you kind of think maybe this is a failed Maybe this is a failed project.
No, I totally get what you mean. I think that there is that misconception as well. I think when people think, yourself or whoever's on the show, and they're listening in and they think, well, he's on the radio, he must be earning megabucks and happy and all that. I think it's so silly to think of anybody out there who never, ever has a down day. I think it's so silly, and I don't know if it's arrogant. I think that's maybe the wrong word, but people are looking at, for example, I'm of the generation where people watch loads of YouTube videos and see these vloggers going out and having all these fun days, and they think to themselves, well, they're never down, they're never depressed, they're never like me, and that's just so far from the truth. And I think also when you were saying there, where you don't know how to fix a problem with your son, I'm obviously not a father, so I can't speak completely on your level, but I think because there's so many problems that I face in my life, I face from other people's lives, my girlfriend, other people's in my family, where they tell me and they sit down and they say, John, this is what's going on, blah, 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 and I sit and think to myself, right, I need to fix this.
Yeah.
And then it puts me in a downer when then 2 weeks later it's not resolved, and I'm sitting thinking to myself, well, what am I doing wrong? And I think it sometimes comes to the fact where, like, all you can do, because I lost my dad, and when did I lose? I lost him in 2014, and it was kind of that way where I never had the best relationship with my dad. I'd always, he phoned me every night for 30 seconds. It would be, how was school? Good. Would you learn? Nothing. Okay, I'll speak to you tomorrow. And then that would be it. And he would always end up with telling me that he loved me. And when he died, I was sitting and people were like, are you feeling all right? And I was like, aye, because I never had the kind of relationship with my dad that I should have had. But at the same time, by saying the wee simple things, by phoning me every time that he could, he was a European coach driver, so he was away a lot. So by phoning me and telling me that he missed me and then telling me that he loved me, I knew that he meant all these things. So I think even when your son misses you, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs, and it's not my business. But if you just phone him every day, ask him how he is, talk to him, and then just tell him that you love him, and he'll know that. He will know that, and it'll be easier for him with being there. Because my dad, I was very young when my dad and my mum split up. But when I was older, obviously, I got to see him a lot, and I didn't see him as much as I would have liked to now. But I knew how great he was.
My dad sucked, man. My dad was a lousy dad. He didn't touch me or anything like that, but he was a lousy dad, and he's dead now. And I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing better than for years. Get this right. For years, my dad left when I was like 14, 15, and for maybe like 20 years. 26, 27 years. I didn't know where he lived. I didn't have an address for him or a phone. I had a phone number, actually, but I didn't know where he lived. And I was thinking the other day, at least my boys know where I live. At least my boys have been to my house and come and stay at my house, Anyway, John, you're a good man, John. And, if you ever do become a dad, if that's the decision or the path that your life goes in, you're going to be an excellent dad.
Well, I certainly hope so. And just before we go, when you're saying there about how you're doing your very best, see to your boys, that's all they would ever ask for. And for them, that's you being the best dad.
Hey, buy a new phone, man. It sounds like your phone is farting a lot.
I'm sorry, I'm in the car. I've pulled over so it doesn't sound too much.
You're driving. I forgot you're driving the other fella, yeah?
I'm driving another guy, yeah, sorry.
John, thanks for the call, man. I really appreciate it. You're a good man. Cheers, fella. Ta-ta. What a nice guy. He'll be a great dad one day. If that's the decision, if that's the path he chooses to follow. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okay. Let's go to Susan. Good evening, Susan.
Oh. Good evening, Ian. Are you all right, dear?
I am as fine as... No.
You're as fine as you can be.
I'm as fine as I am at this moment in time.
Well, exactly.
Yes.
I haven't switched on for very long. What is the problem you can't solve with your son? You said I don't know what.
He has a piece of Lego stuck up his ass.
No, come on, do it.
He has
talk properly.
2 pieces of Lego.
No, talk properly.
He has 3 pieces of Lego stuck up his ass.
You're so goddamn irritating.
He has.
Tell me.
All right, I'll tell you what's going on, right? You know, so I'm divorcing his mum, okay?
Yeah.
Well, he has got a Lego DeLorean stuck up his ass. And we can't get it out.
Why don't you tell me the proper answer? Talk properly to me.
So me and his mum are getting divorced, okay? And he's going to be 7 in January,
Okay.
right? And he's a young lad.
He's a little boy.
He's a little boy. He's a baby.
Yeah.
And he is struggling.
With what? The emotional aspect?
No. He's got a Lego Millennium Falcon stuck up his ass. And he is struggling with that.
Talk properly about the situation and talk sensibly.
It's the big one! Not the small one, the big one!
It's just not. You're not being.
He says
funny.
he was running around without trousers on and he fell on it. That doesn't make sense to me.
Would you like me to put the phone down until you can talk properly and sensibly to me?
No, I can do it. I can do it.
Right, do it.
Right, so.
Mummy and Daddy are getting divorced. It happens all the time.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, Susan. Anyway, back to me.
Yeah.
So I'm divorcing me and his mum are getting divorced.
Yes.
And he's going to be 7 in January. His brother's going to be 9 in January.
Okay.
And he's the 7-year-old is the 9-year-old is kind of cool, but the 7-year-old is really, really struggling.
Struggling with what? Struggling with the thought that Mummy and Daddy aren't going to be together anymore?
Oh God, no, it's not that. No, he's got the entire Lego Batcave stuck up his ass.
I'm just going to put the phone down in a minute if you don't.
It's probably for the best because I'm just going to keep doing this for the rest of the call.
Why don't you want to talk properly to me this evening?
Okay, I'll talk properly to you.
About this issue?
Yeah, the issue that is the problem with my son that I cannot solve.
Why?
How do you get Legoland out of a boy's ass?
Goodbye, Ian.
The answer, of course, is brick by brick.
That may be the funniest call I've ever been involved in. You right, Will?
Hello, Ian. Hello, Kath.
Hello, Will.
I just called up because I was at the show yesterday. I thought it was brilliant. Thanks for putting it on. I watched. I was googling. I forget the filmmaker's second name, Mark.
Borchardt.
Hang on. You were there?
Yes.
Who? Prove it. Who are you? What do you look like? Did we touch?
No, I was.
Why didn't you touch me?
I was kind of sitting in the middle.
I saw you.
Pretty directly in the middle.
I saw you.
Middle row, the middle row.
Did you have a beard?
No, not really.
Correct.
A little bit of stubble.
Correct.
What did you take out of the Red Bowl?
Maltesers.
Hey!
Beautiful.
We passed the sweets around. That
They never came back.
They never came back. we do like a little bowl of like sweets and Maltesers, chocolates, it's on Haribo's. And they went round. They never came back. Oh well, Will. But we didn't speak at the end, did we, Will?
No. No.
You know, hey, listen. I'm not. It's not in any way a judgment call. If you're not, I get it. Not everyone wants to stick around and speak. I wouldn't want to speak to Catherine, but contractually I'm obliged to. But I really appreciate you coming, man. And for those that don't know, Catherine and I, the Rabbit Hole Picture Show, we screened American Movie yesterday. For ages we'd sold hardly any tickets. Then, like the day before, we sold out. It was nuts. And then a lot of people didn't turn up, they had tickets. But thank you so much for coming, man. And it was a strange old night because me and Kat had forgotten to bring the DVD of the film. And but we said, don't worry, it's on Amazon Prime. We'll just buy it on Amazon Prime and stream it. And then we hooked up the computer to the projector and Amazon Prime went, you ain't streaming this to a projector. And so then we went to iTunes, we managed to get it, and I played a mean trick on Catherine and said that we couldn't get it and that we didn't have a movie and it was her fault.
You left me on stage on my own.
And slow clapped you as well. But then we did have the film, and I haven't seen it for years. Right, anyway, I'll shut up. Will, what did you make of American Movie? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Yeah, I thought I found him very inspirational. Actually, his attitude that he just kept going. I was googling him. I googled him last night after I got in, and I think he's fascinating because I'm a filmmaker as well, and I would have, when I was watching the film, I thought I was watching, how hard he has to work to make the film, because now it's all digital, and you were saying about what a faff it was.
God, you forget, I've never worked with film, right? I've never had to work with film. When I got into TV, it was all, well, it was videotape, actually, but everything is digital now. No one uses even videotape. And, God, the effort of, and this is 20 years ago, it's only 20 years ago, the effort of going through film, getting scenes, cutting them, splicing them together. The expense, the time. Of course, now you've got all of that stuff on digital files, and you can you load up iMovie or whatever, or I can't remember which one I use, and you just kind of put them in a rough order, and then you can just trim the ends or extend. You can do, what would have taken him months. You could do it in an afternoon if you put your mind to it. I thought that the work he put into it. And he's obviously got a talent. Like you said, Kath, I think he's an all right actor.
Yeah.
I think he's an all right actor.
He looks great on film, and the scenes that we saw looked fantastic.
Dark, it needs lighting, but then that's another expense and another faff. But
also, I mean, you've got to remember, it was 3 dopey gits in a room over the weekend or whatever it was. Managed to make something. Who would have thought that they had it in them?
Yeah. But what did you find out about him, Will? Because I'll be honest, I had a look online, because one of the big questions of the night was, how did Chris Smith, the director of American Movie, find Mark Borchardt? And I couldn't find that out. It doesn't tell you on IMDb. The entry on Wikipedia is very slim. So what did you get, Will?
No, well, I don't have anything on that. But what I did find interesting is that if you look at his filmography after Coven.
I think it's pronounced Coven.
No, Coven sounds like oven. It's Coven.
There's the feature film he was trying to make, Northwestern. That's unfinished. He's got a horror film after that. That's unfinished. Yeah. And then there's like one more film. And watching the film, I was kind of thinking, God, with the advent of digital film, he must be making loads of films now.
But he's still not.
No, I found that a bit sad when I found that out.
Here's the thing. Orson Welles had, for like the last 15 years of his life, he had like 3 or 4 films on the go at once, and he would leave a film for 6 years and then go back and pick up a film. So there's obviously there's something in there. But also maybe he has that thing. There's a name for it, and I can't remember what it is. That condition where you don't like to finish things. You just, for whatever reason, you are psychologically unable to finish things. And one would have imagined, that American Movie was a big old hit on the circuit. And if that didn't boot him up the arse to finish stuff, we will get him on the show at some point, Will, definitely. We just won't be able to mention American Movie to him, which would be a little bit odd. But so he's finished nothing since then?
No, he has finished a documentary about kind of UFO sightings. I watched the trailer for it. It looks kind of funny.
Wow!
I can't find it online. I've only seen the trailer.
And then didn't he tweet this week that he's started Coven 2?
He tweeted that in February.
Oh my!
Mark Borchardt, UFO, the Dundee Project.
That's it. Yeah.
Let's have a listen to this. Hang on, here we go. This is Mark Borchardt's The Dundee Project trailer.
From the director of Coven.
The UFOs come floating from out of nowhere over the lake and through the night sky.
A new documentary about a small town in a big universe.
Well, I'm also a UFO believer, and I saw the UFO from last year, which was really awesome.
Well, this is UFO days. We've got a lot of things happening. Bob Kane's bringing a gentleman with him from Indiana that has a time machine, so we can try that maybe.
For the camera record, could you say that, and we're rolling, Bob, that you give us permission to film you?
Yeah,
Hang on a minute. He's using the bits of film where you ask for permission in the trailer? Wow.
Oh, say I give you permission.
Yeah, bold move.
I state your name. Give Mark Borchardt permission to film me, or you guys, or whatever.
I, Bob, give you, Mark Borchardt, permission to film me.
Oh, sure.
Say that.
Say it, Bob.
Oh.
Say it. Hi, Bob.
Yeah.
Say it.
I'm Bob, and I give...
Mark Borchardt.
What's his name?
Mark Borchardt.
Mark Borchardt. I guess he's a kraut.
Mark Borchardt's The Dundee Project, an otherworldly documentary coming soon.
So, is there a positive message though for the meaning?
It's just positive.
Okay.
There is nothing is more positive than what I'm saying.
Okay, so we should be happy with life. We should make...
No way in hell.
Wow. Well, the description here is that the Dundee Project is his long-awaited follow-up to 1997's Coven. Filmmaker Mark Borchardt steps behind the camera again with the Dundee Project, a documentary chronicling a small-town UFO festival in Wisconsin. Featuring interviews with eccentric locals, including UFO Bob, the film explores the annual ritual, which is equal parts skywatching and heavy drinking, and leaves Borchardt pondering whether any of it really happened at all. We've got to get Mark on the show.
Yeah, it sounds great. That's the thing. I don't really have any more to say about that. Really, no. I just say I'm a filmmaker myself.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of finished a film the last couple of days, and what you've been saying tonight is kind of struck. That feeling, I've made this film, right?
Yeah.
And it's about me. I took a couple of mates to Amsterdam. I had this idea for a film where one of them is very wants to go to all the museums, and one of them just wants to drink. That's just who they are. That was fine.
Yeah.
We had a script, but I threw it out after the first scene. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
And we improv this film. And now I finished it, and I'm in this position where I kind of think I'm not sure there's an audience for this beyond me and my two friends, you know. And I had a conversation with someone today, and they've said, well, there's no harm just putting it out, see what the reaction is. So I don't really have any solutions to anything, but I just thought I'd put that out there.
Well, listen, man, if you put it out somewhere and tweet me, I'll tweet the link. That's the least I can do is point people in the direction of it. It's then whether people decide to go and have a look at it, and but I know what you mean. It's like you make stuff and you kind of think, well, is anyone listening? What's the point of making stuff?
Yeah, but I don't know what the solution is. I think that's all you can do, man. Just keep making stuff.
Keep on.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, Will, I really appreciate you coming and supporting the evening. If you come next time, just give us like a secret wink. I don't know, a little double thumbs up so we know it's you. And let us know what you decide to do with the movie.
Yeah, okay. Cheers,
right.
Man.
Nice one, man. Thanks a lot. Nice to talk to you, Will.
See you later.
Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye-bye. There we go. But there's a lot of people making stuff, and we said this last night. A lot of people out there are making stuff, and some of it is because they've listened to this and the kind of lo-fi, nonsense of this, or sometimes it's because they've listened to The Rabbit Hole, or sometimes because they came to a performance ring that we did years ago, or it may just be coincidental that they listen to us and they do something. But there's people out there making stuff, and then everyone's shouting, though. How do you get your voice heard above the shout?
Is that the end game, though?
I don't know what the end game is. I don't know.
Isn't the making of the thing the thing?
Here we go. Farrah Ram, phone up, you dick.
Oh, God, not again.
Why? He says, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to kick your ass. Why not keep it spontaneous? Instead of moaning from minute one how shite things are to be. Do you not think that was spontaneous, you dick? That was spontaneous! Sometimes spontaneity is negative. It's taken you an hour and 3/4 to do that? Did you come to the thing yesterday? You said you were going to come. Were you there? Are you there? Did you come? Why not keep it spontaneous? This is spontaneous moaning! God's sakes! Why not instead just treat Life Show as a box of chocolates? He's quoting Forrest Gump at me. All right, it's a box of chocolates, right? But unfortunately, it's a box of Turkish Delights chocolates.
I quite like those.
Which, okay, it's a box of... Which chocolates don't you like, just to make this work?
Like the coffee ones.
It's a box of coffee chocolates. You never know what the next chocolate call will reveal. It's coffee call! And that's what we've done. You've just described the show, you prune. Why not keep it spontaneous? Yeah? Instead of moaning from minute one how shite things are to be. We didn't say things were going to be shite, said things are shite. It's different. And that was spontaneous, so you can kiss it. Why not instead just treat Life Show as a box of chocolates? Life as a box of chocolates? For God's sake, it's going to take your postcard philosophy and shove it where the sun don't shine.
You're talking about, right, Forrest Gump, everyone's... You're stupid, because Forrest Gump had a really horrible life, actually, and he stumbled into, events and stuff, but when you break it down, he had a really unfortunate life in many ways, so let's not quote that guy. Also, Rami, nice spontaneous tweet, an hour and 47 minutes in?
Did you come the other night, Rami?
I think I saw him.
Well, let's not give him that up. Did you?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
There was a caller and then they disappeared. So instead we're going to go to Simon. Hey, Simon. Susan has texted in. Iain, you're behaving like a complete dickhead tonight, Susan. You don't have to deal... Susan, you haven't got no idea what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with anal problems for a child. You behave like a dickhead every night you call in. Simon!
Oh, yeah, I've got a couple of things for you.
Okay.
First of all, I want to make a complaint.
Okay.
All this shouting.
Yeah, no shouting here.
It's not good for my nerves, and I have to keep getting into my safe space every time I shout.
Okay.
Or
you should get into instead of getting into your safe space, get out and get into a phone shop and buy a phone that isn't rubbish.
Oh, it's my phone rubbish.
Yeah. I feel a little uncomfortable. I know you're having a laugh, man, and I get it, but I feel a little uncomfortable mocking safe spaces because to some people they're really important.
Well, okay. It's just
they are. To some people they're really, really important, and this whole kind of snowflake safe space kind of mocking thing, it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's just important to a lot of people.
Yeah, but do you not think that we get it rammed down our throats all the time? It's getting a bit silly.
Hang on. No.
All right, then.
Who rams safe spaces down your throats? What?
Oh, it's everywhere, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's literally not. It's literally not. The last time I heard about a safe space was a month ago when Julia went in one and behaved irresponsibly. That's it. You don't hear. When was the last time you heard about one? When did you hear about one today?
On Eamon's show today because I brought it up.
Right. Okay. When did you hear about one today that wasn't brought up by you?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Yes. How about yesterday? When did you hear about one yesterday that wasn't brought up by you?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does because you said something that's factual. It does because you said you've made a statement that I know is factually incorrect, and I just have to hold it up as factually incorrect because again,
that's fine.
But again, it's just it's belittling something that's really, really important to people, and I imagine to a significant number of people who listen to this show. I don't need to use a safe space, and I'm really grateful. But there are people that do, and the world's a better place because they exist.
Okay. Well, I just get a bit fed up with this constant barrage.
Okay. All right, I've just disproved what you've just said, and you've said it again.
No. So I'm not mentioning safe space. I'm just saying constant barrage of snowflakery.
Okay. Right. So tell me today what you've heard about snowflakery.
That there has to be, or going forward, there has to be counselling sessions or the like for university students who are studying subjects and they might see something that they don't like.
Why is that? First of all, I don't know if that's true or not. I think it's something that's been suggested as something they might look into. But secondly, if that let's assume that is true. Why is that a bad thing?
Because I just think it's pandering to nonsense.
Yet you can't listen to the show when we talk about sexual intimacy. You have to go to. You have to go to. No, you have to go to your safe space.
Ah.
Do you see?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, you've told us that you can't listen to you switched off a show because it was about sexual intimacy, and I'm not going to say go into the details of why you couldn't listen, but you chose you couldn't listen. But
I just find it uncomfortable. That's all.
Well, no, but there is a specific reason why you find it uncomfortable.
You got me there.
Yeah, no, I have exactly. So so these students who might be upset, you've got to bear in mind that that suicide is really high amongst students, right? It's really high.
Yeah.
And so you're upset that some students who might be studying something that's unpleasant might be offered counselling, and yet you sent me quite an angry, bolshy message saying I've got to turn off the show tonight because of this reason and this reason in my life. What you're talking about, I cannot bear to listen to.
Yeah, fair enough.
So just take, I think snowflake is a really nasty word, right? Because
Ian, you recently, you had a go at someone. I think it was Dion.
Yeah.
And you had a go about using the word snowflake, and the next day you used it again yourself.
Yeah, in an ironic, sarcastic way, taking the mick out of people that think that the banding around the term snowflake as an insult is acceptable. I was satirising you.
Okay.
I was satirising you because I think it's really, I think it's offensive, but more than offensive, I think it's dangerous because the people that we describe as snowflakes are often sensitive. Are perhaps unable to deal with certain aspects of life, such as yourself. You're unable to deal with certain aspects of life, so you shy away from it. And I worry that quite often when we're calling someone a snowflake, we're actually talking about someone who's vulnerable. And that by belittling their vulnerabilities and belittling their emotional suffering by calling them snowflakes, I think snowflakes is a really unpleasant right-wing term that belittles people who are fragile. In a different way to the way that we're all fragile.
That's fair enough.
So, listen, I know you called in to make a light-hearted comment, but then you backed it up with a statement twice that was untrue.
I get it.
And I just want to, I don't want to fall out with you, man, but I just want to say that words hurt, man. I'm glad we have safe spaces for those people that need them. Same way I'm glad we have faith rooms for people, even though I'm not of faith, I'm glad we have faith rooms for people that want to go off and have a little pray up, whatever their religion be. I'm glad that we have smoking spots outside. I'm glad we have all of these things to cater for all of these minorities, whatever their minorities may be.
Yeah, well, to your credit, you're a lot more left wing than I am, and I think that the world is a richer place for different.
There you go, man. No, I don't know if it's necessarily a left thing, and maybe it was a mistake of me to bring in right wings. It tends to be, I've noticed, but I could be wrong, people on the right side of the political argument who call people snowflakes, but maybe that's not completely accurate. But, hey, man, it's all peace and love. And now we're out of time. Thanks very much. 03... Sorry, I gave you the finger. I fingered you there, Catherine. That was out of order. What were you going to contribute? You were going to contribute something.
Well, there's no time now. I'll do it after.
We'll do it now. News can wait.
Well, I heard that. And, yeah, of course it is. I also heard the way Eamon and Syra prefaced that story, and they were going to go in all guns blazing, saying, your PC is making us all stupid. And actually what it came down to was that someone at the university had a panic attack because they were a survivor of sexual abuse, and they weren't expecting it to be brought up in a lesson, and that is what made them want to be more aware.
I only heard the headline of that story, and it was done in a dismissive way, and I don't know if I saw it online or heard it on the radio, but as soon as I heard it, I thought, all right, well, there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Either it's not happening, either it's one of those things where in a meeting someone has said, do you think maybe it's been brought up by one person and that becomes universities are considering, or there's actually quite a serious element.
It's just they're thinking of trigger warnings before things are raised in lectures. There's no harm in that, is there? I mean, that's another thing. What harm does it do you?
It gets on my nerves. Oh, not me. Just to those guys now.
Yeah.
But there's someone took that in the way it was intended. It wasn't intended as a battering. And well done. Thank you for clearing that up, Catherine, because I hadn't heard the ins and outs. But there's a story about, universities are considering this. It's like the drug story. Universities are telling people how to have drugs. Well, they're not. They're giving really sensible advice. If you're going to do heroin, have someone else there with you. Sensible. So if you choke you on your vomit, they can clear you. It's sensible. It's not an ideal situation, but. Anyway, thank you very much. Rosalind said, I'd love to call, but I'm scared. Rosalind's been tweeting us the last couple of weeks. She's just kind of discovered us the last couple of weeks. I've just been watching her tweeting us. And, Rosalind, you're going to call one day, and it's going to be a great call. It's going to be one of the best calls. You've heard the idiots we've had on tonight. Jeez, the switchboard is empty. If you come on, I promise we'll be very, very gentle with you. Unless you say something stupid. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Iain. Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Except it's not Iain, it's Catherine, because, well, how would I explain this? OK, there's a tradition in cricket, right, for one of the men to stand in for another if the other is taken by surprise, inconvenienced, needs to take a comfort break, and it's called the night watchman. The poo watchman. So basically, I'm your night watchman for now, and hopefully once Iain is finished doing what he's doing, he didn't take a newspaper, so hopefully it won't be too long, he'll be back in. So in the meantime, you know, nervous callers, now is your time. 0344 499 1000. So a quick word with Ollie in the meantime. Hey, Ollie.
Hey, Kath.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I don't want to pile in on Simon.
No, I know.
I was gonna say about how counselling helped me at university, because it was really like a lifeline.
Gosh.
Like, because like that is the worst time in your life for anything, because they pile the pressure on you, like exams, what's the word? Assignments.
Yeah.
And then, just going through awful things.
I know what you mean. My first couple of weeks at university, I got ill. I got freshers' flu and kind of missed out on a lot of the forming of, you know, relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
I just mean like friendships. And there's nothing like being ill miles away from home in a room that is unfamiliar with the door locked and no one's going to knock for you because no one knows you're there. It can be a bloody lonely place.
Yeah, and like when they were saying about, safeguarding me from bad subjects and things like that. I did sociology, so it was like quite a few different bad subjects, and they did. I did assignments on the Holocaust, and so you go really in depth with people who've been, killed, mass killed, and you go into their personal stories, and that can be really harrowing, like hearing about children and seeing pictures of children and seeing what they've gone through. And they did warn you beforehand. They went, hey, this is going to be a hard subject.
Right.
And if you need to talk to anybody about it, here's details and stuff.
Yeah. I think it's straight. That seems to make sense to me. Absolute sense. Also, because you're a kid yourself, and we're generally quite sheltered from stuff. I think in this corner of the world, and I mean, like I said earlier, what harm does it do? What harm does it do just to give you a heads up?
Yeah.
So you had counselling while you were there?
All the way through, because I've talked about having agoraphobia and stuff like that, and that went bad, and my wife was going through some things as well. And just dealing with that as well, and just all that pressure of having to perform, because the further you get into university, if you make a mistake, that's all the time you've done wiped away, because 80% of your mark or something insane is your third year, your last year.
Yeah.
If you mess that up, then you've wasted 2 years of your life, and so much money as well is just on it, because you spent $9,000 a year to get to that point, and it's just all that pressure of money, people's expectations of you, your expectations of yourself, and your own just crap that goes on in your life.
Yeah, and you're also at a major crossroads in your life, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got through it, and I'm glad they had that there. There probably was that facility when I was at university, but it wasn't made as it wasn't made. We weren't made as aware of it, I think, as they are now, and that's only a good thing. It's like I went to my daughter's new school before she went, because where I live they have like a lower school, a middle school, and upper school. So she transitions to middle school, and it was the middle school I went to when I was 10, and I had a bloody hard time there when I first started. But they took us upstairs to show us the classrooms and stuff, and there was one room that was like really brightly lit, and it had sofas, and it had like loads of sort of cuddly toys and stuff, and bright, and it was the counselling room.
Yeah.
And I thought, my God, all the times I used to go and flip and slink off to the sick bay and pretend I had a stomachache when really I was stressing out and probably having a 10-year-old version of a breakdown. And I never had someone to talk to about stuff like that. And I just think it's wonderful how far we've come in that sort of short-ish space of time.
Yeah, I've through my life I've had counselling in and out, and I would say if somebody's feeling like counselling, I think to stick with it, because it's just weird. The first time you do it, it's just odd because it's just for you to talk and like express yourself, because they're not psychiatrists.
Mm.
But it's just weird just having that silence and having somebody to listen to you is just weird.
And it's also not someone who's going to try and fix it or try and make you feel better straight away. It's just gives you space. God, it must be brilliant.
Yeah, it was good. I'm sorry, I felt like I was a bit weird yesterday when I came to that.
No, you weren't. You were brilliant. I was really pleased to see you, and it's so strange in a nice way, to put a face to, an avatar on Twitter. It's really nice, and you came across just as lovely as you do online, so which is always a bonus for you to be virtually the same person.
Yeah, it was just it's just like it was a bit surreal because you like seeing you in 3D, but just talking as well. It's not when in front of people. It's just not my thing.
Well, you did a brilliant job. You'd never have known, Ollie, and I appreciate you coming and saying hello. I've been in situations where especially when we've had guests in, people that we only get people in that we really like, and seeing that voice that you're so familiar with coming out of someone's face, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But thanks for ringing, and thanks for coming over yesterday. I know that, it took a lot. It took a lot of guts, and we appreciate it. Cheers, Ollie.
Yeah. Cool.
Take care of yourself.
You too.
Bye. Gosh, he's been in that toilet a long time. Hiya, Roz.
Hi. I was going to say, he's going to be back, isn't he?
You seized your opportunity. I'll give you a shout when I see him coming through the door, don't you worry.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I'm off. And you go, no, I'm still talking to matey about books. Get on with your studying.
No, so what are you? Where have you sprung from, Roz? Because as we said, we've noticed. Oh, he's coming back. We've noticed you in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, that I'm a new listener and all of that.
Yeah.
Kind of understanding. Just sprung from just I'm a late night opera girly. I'm a late night listener, and I've been listening to another station.
LBC.
It doesn't swear. Oh no!
She's an LBCer. We don't want her kind here.
How dare you? How dare you?
May I have permission to speak freely? Was this my
LBC?
What were you listening to? Not 5 Live.
No, I was listening to. Well, I was listening to Duncan Darts, but I don't.
Oh, blimey!
But I like Dotton.
I like Dotton,
but it's too late.
Everyone likes Dotton, but they started playing music now.
Oh
no, bad.
Yeah.
Dotton the DJ. I do like his links, his cheesy links.
Oh yeah, and sweet, and he really feels, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's not jaded yet, is he?
No, and Dotton's lived. Dotton hung out with NWA, didn't he?
I'm not talking to you. You pretended to have a poo.
No, he didn't pretend.
He
didn't pretend. It was real.
I had a very upset stomach. Kath made me a bad coffee. Well, then, can I say one thing before I duck out of this conversation?
Yeah.
From your picture, I thought you'd be posh.
Really?
I'm out. I've got headphones on. I can't hear anything now.
So did I. Because and also Rosalind's quite a posh name.
Yeah, but listening.
It is, but no one calls me that.
No, you're a Ros.
Someone's cross. I'm a Ros without a Z. People always do that.
So what are you doing up late nights? Do you mention studying there?
Studying, yeah. I'm studying. I'm just doing a degree in no, I've got 2 kids. Every time I get to myself.
Oh God, I know that feeling.
Hang those uniforms out, and then
you think I'll sit down for 5 minutes, and then it turns into 3 hours, and you can't get back up and go to bed.
Yeah, but I haven't even got a seat in here. But I just love you two. You are honestly, you're just so funny. That I am calm. Honestly, I just can't believe that I've been missing out on this.
Well, we've just been warming up, waiting for you to turn up, Ros.
But now, Rosalind, now we've got you online. Can I ask you, what are your views on Brexit? Do you think Theresa May is going to have a job in a week's time?
No, oh, please don't.
That's what people expect from a late night show.
I'm always here. I don't get paid. I'm a volunteer. I'm a chef. I'm a events organiser. I'm a psychologist. I'm a... You know what us mums at home are.
Yeah. So you've got kids?
No, you don't, Ian, because you're a dad.
No, but I know what a house looks like.
Yeah.
You've got kids. How old are your kids?
They are 5 and 9.
I know. 5 is still... 5, 6, 7 is still babies, and they're still funny.
9, they're starting to smell.
9's a teenager, isn't it, these days?
Yeah. Oh, they're fiddling around and stuff.
Hey, you said you said they're starting to smell. I got a little waft from my 10-year-old the other day.
Oh, really? Yes.
Of her. It's very, very faint, but armpit.
So you're going in for the deodorant?
Well, I've said maybe you've got to wash, like...
What's your language, Ros?
I'm sorry.
That's a yellow card.
I'm sorry.
Flipping it. Listen, I know that might be acceptable on Duncan Barks' show, but we've got standards over here.
I was thrown off. I think the first time I went on there, I said something, but I didn't even. What wasn't even an F word? It was just something, you know.
Yeah.
C-bomb.
But it was still off. Bye. I think it's New Year's Eve. I nearly killed myself, and they let me back on.
They tell you off if you say bloody on BBC
Well,
London.
You know why? They can't delay, have they? So they get nervous.
Yeah, this is the thing, guys.
What can you say? Ian says some rude words.
No, don't never. It's a lie. That's fake news. Here's the thing, right? So on commercial radio and on this station, we got a 7-second delay. So you said the F word, and me and Kath both went for the button, and we pressed the button, and that never got broadcast, right? It takes out 7 seconds of the... But here's the thing, guys, right? BBC Radio, local radio, 5 Live, Radio 4... It doesn't have a delay or a dump button. So you could, in theory, go on there and say anything you wanted, and they would have to be very, very fast on the faders, and no one's that fast.
Oh, well, should I tell you quickly then, if you can blurt it out, or if you buzz it out what I actually said? Or...
No.
Don't say it!
No?
What's the first letter?
It was a whole sentence of, like, explicit...
A whole sentence?
Wow.
A whole sentence. It was like a neffing...
What? Why did you do that?
I just was a bit drunk, and I was really excited.
She's not phoning us up on New Year's Eve.
Oh, no, that's it. They said, what are you... they said, you sound like you're about 50. And I said, I'm not that effing old, you effing C.
Wow, I want to repeat.
You didn't say effing C, did you?
And they were like, bye.
Bye. Who was that to?
That was to
Jim Davis.
Rossum.
Jason Rossum. Well, listen, me and Kath are doing a show New Year's Eve here. Are you doing it, Kath?
Yeah.
We're doing New Year's Eve here, and if you swear, we will hunt you down.
And what? Come over and swear. We'll have a big swear.
We'll have a big swear-a-thon. The three of us will sit in a circle and we'll swear at each other. How's about that?
That sounds... we'll get some more people round, though.
No, it's just the three of us.
We can swear... No.
And we're all going to be topless. We'll bring Barksy round. Duncan Barks will come round.
Can you bring Miley Cyrus's fan?
Oh, really?
Have you got any talcum powder?
Oh, I have to ask you, though, a few questions, like Sally. Who is poor Sally? Is she somebody that you like? Think she, in my mind, she's a lawyer.
Right, Sally.
Lawyer!
Sally, now's your time. 03444991000. I don't have to tell you that. We're on speed dial, probably at Sally's. Hopefully she'll ring up.
Love.
Oh, come on.
I thought she must be paid to come on to sort of just answer me these questions. And when you left them all the other night, and that guy who's like, hello, will you leave me to the end? You're like, we don't know. You have to answer the question about what was on last night. He's like, I can't remember. And you're like, well, why don't you remember tonight? And then you can ring back tomorrow. Sorry.
That is the best and probably the most offensive impression I've ever heard of Alan Caddick in my life, but it's pretty spot on.
So you've been listening for 2 weeks and you've already got a lot of the characters down.
Imagine, we've been talking to these idiots for 3 years. No wonder we're going nuts. No wonder. 3 years of talking to Alan Caddick and Nigel from Maidstone. I can't do it anymore, Sam.
You've known him for 3 years?
Plus some of them.
Caddick for probably about 10 years.
So you got who I was talking about with my impression?
Are you drunk now?
No.
Have you had a drink tonight?
I'm tired, yes.
Oh, hang on a minute. There's someone on the line.
And then my boyfriend's just coming going, can you just shut up? He's like screaming.
Here's Sally. You can talk to Sally yourself.
It's Iain Lee.
Hello, Rosalind.
Oh, Sally. Oh, my God.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not a lawyer.
You poor suffering love. Are you a friend of Iain?
Yeah, get your finger on that button.
You poor suffering love.
Yeah, I suffering.
Like her, does it?
Yeah. You put.
Nice swimsuit, Rosalind.
What's he doing?
He's looking through your pictures.
Oh, look at the topless woman behind you.
Sally, why did you let them put you through this?
Who? Iain and Cass or Alan?
Yeah. Well, Alan as well. The other night, and you were like, "Listen, Alan. Yeah, why don't you just go? Call me back."
The thing is that we had a trial a few months back about. I don't know whether you heard it. Whether or not to let Alan, if Alan should be banned, and I was his prosecution, and I unfortunately, stupidly gave him my phone number.
Oh,
so
God.
Me and Alan phones me quite regularly.
Hey, why are you doing that?
So I sort of know how to deal with him. So that was what that was about, trying to get him to understand that he has to listen. So yeah.
But Sally, can you confirm we do not pay you?
No, you don't pay me. No, you can if you want.
Well, barely pay ourselves.
Cut both off. Thank you, Ros. Thank you, Sally.
Bye.
Up yours. This is Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Funny tummy came over me. Not really awful, but you get the thing. So, does anyone remember when Kenny Rogers committed sex crimes? No one remembers this. And I meant to mention it last night at the Rabbit Hole because we sang Islands in the Stream, Catherine and I. It was a great, very powerful duet, ruined only by Catherine. And I was reminded of Kenny Rogers was caught up in a sex scandal, but was only the reason that not many people know about it is because I think it was either the same day or the next day Michael Jackson got accused of being a paedophile. So that took over the whole story. But I'm the only person that remembers the Kenny Rogers sex scandal. And there's not much about it online, but there's some. And from what I can gather, this is what we... Oh, some water. Let me have some... Sorry, my stomach really is a little bit tricky-dicky. From what we could gather of the Kenny Rogers sex crime, and it's a sex crime.
Was it a crime? No, it was a scandal.
He's being sued. He's being sued now for it, and this was however many years ago before we thought that Michael Jackson was a paedophile.
But isn't that a civil thing? Isn't that one of the women...
So it's not very civil what he did.
No. Well, although it was kind of a convoluted way to get your kicks.
Go on, what do you remember about it?
He'd set up some sort of premium rate phone line for people to come and talk dirty to him. And he'd given it out to a select number of women who he considered friends, he says.
Here we go. This is from last year. Kenny Rogers' 25-year-old sex scandal back to haunt him. Kenny Rogers' sexual assault victim reveals singer ruined her life and calls the singer scum. He looks flipping awful now. Here's the thing. Don't get plastic surgery. Unless you're a victim of some, horrific incident, don't get plastic surgery.
The thing is, the people they're hanging out with all have it done, and so it starts to look normal.
Kenny Rogers' 25-year-old sexual assault case has resurfaced, and the woman who filed the case against Rogers is speaking out, revealing all after all these years. Lisa Applewhite is the name of Kenny Rogers' victim, and she claims she's never gotten over the traumatic assault and feels as if she never will. Applewhite now goes by the name of Kimball, last name of Kimball, and stated to Radar Online, "It makes me angry and cringe when I see him on TV," says Lisa. "I think he's filthy scum." She is now revealing the details. Lisa said she met Kenny through a family... Lisa says she met Kennedy through a family friend by the name of Billy Bob Harris, who was a close friend of Rogers. Harris stated he could get Lisa a part in Kenny's film and gave Kenny Lisa's number. Kenny later called Lisa asking her to audition for a part in the film. Lisa said Kenny paid $3,000 for her photos, liked what he saw, and believed she would fit the part perfectly, but told her it was very important that she keep their relationship quiet. Oh, no, hang on. This is like a proper sexual assault. This isn't
what we read about the other day.
There we go. Rogers was also accused in another suit at the same time from two women in Texas who claimed he made obscene phone calls to them. Right, so that's proper sexual. Excuse me, I take that back immediately.
A physical assault.
That is a physical assault. Thank you. Take the proper back. Certainly didn't mean to say that. Right. Rogers was also accused in another suit at the same time from two women in Texas who claimed he made obscene phone calls to them. The gambler acknowledged the sex scandals in his memoir, Luck or Something Like It. There's a Kenny Rogers memoir? Writing, "If I fought the lawsuit, I could have won that battle. It was a phone number they had to call and pick up the message." It doesn't really go into details. Basically, he set up like an 0898 number.
Yeah.
Where women would leave messages, then he would leave like a sex message, and then they would leave a sex message, and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, I'm guessing this was a long time ago, like pre dick pics and stuff.
Let's try and find out a bit more about this, because 0344 499 1000 if you're listening, Kenny. Here we go. Okay. During a period when Rogers was separated from his wife, he had an epiphany. He had an epiphany about over-the-phone intimacy. So this bit is then taken from his autobiography. "At this point in my life," writes Rogers, "I enjoyed talking to beautiful, alluring women on the phone. I would equate it to today's online chat rooms." Kenny Rogers invented chat rooms. "But these were private conversations intended only for me and whomever I invited in." Rogers is quick to point out, though, that this was the ultimate safe sex for me. This was never about physical contact, just erotic and sexually explicit messages left on a limited-access phone line that was always solicited by the other parties. And that's all it kind of says. Let me have a look at this Kenny Rogers book, because I'd be up for a little bit of that. Kenny Rogers, the gambler, coward of the county. Could be the coward of the county. Kenny Rogers books. It came out 5 years ago. Why? Hang on a minute.
Why are they only talking about that bit now?
Because those are. Why have I only just heard about it? Why am I only just now buying it for 1 penny? 1 penny. It's not 1 penny. It's £2.22 plus £2.80 delivery. I'm not going to buy that. Christmas is coming up, Catherine, and I would like that for Christmas, please.
You're assuming I haven't already got your present. But okay.
Yeah. Well. Oh, Kenny Rogers knocking one out on a phone line. Okay. Well, hang on.
You're a pervert.
And?
Dirty pervert.
Yes, Kenny.
Right.
Kenny,
don't
you
buy it now. A dick.
And?
Dirty pervert.
And you are also...
You're a pervert.
You're saying not to buy it now?
I know there's...
What?
There's one here called Luck or Something Like It. Is it that?
That's the Kenny Rogers autobiography. Is it by Kenny Rogers and about his life? Because that would then be what I would like to call the Kenny Rogers autobiography.
There's loads of books about Kenny Rogers, but yes.
I like the one written by him where he talks about doing it on a phone. I'll be good at on a phone. Here we go. Okay. I'll be good at phone sex.
Right.
Not to make light of Kenny Rogers, but Good evening, madam. I would like you to imagine
I don't want to hear this.
I am unzipping your bra
Unzipping what?
and taking your blouse off.
Oh, God.
I'm kissing your face cheeks of your face. And you're feeling very aroused by this. It's very sexy. I'm pouring you a glass of red wine as I pour you.
Gosh.
What lovely breasts you've got, madam.
Whoa!
Now I'm unzipping my flies of my jeans. I'm going to take my trousers off. We're going to make love.
Whoa, have you still got your top on?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's a bit chilly.
Like Winnie the Pooh?
I'm going to keep my T-shirt on if you don't mind, madam.
Like Donald Duck.
The boiler doesn't work. It's intermittent. It will start working, but then it'll just switch off, and I don't want to go down and flick that switch. I've got some switches up here I need to flick.
Yeah, but it's obviously cold.
That's fine. We can warm that up. Come on, wake up. Come on, wake up. Boring.
Oh, right, okay.
Wake up.
Wow.
Wake up. Maybe if Madam blew on it, it might wake up.
This is all very erotic.
I could do phone sex, great. I can do the best phone sex.
Was that it? Was that your audition?
Yeah. Who? Sorry, I should have given you a warning. There are probably women out there just fainted out of horniness. And men. Some men as well. I could do gay phone sex.
Similar to what you just did there.
Hello, sir.
Except that's the entree.
Hello, sir. Would you like to have gay sex with me? I would like to have gay sex with you.
I think they just call it sex.
Well, I'm not one of them. But tonight, sir, I'm prepared to experiment. Would you like me to touch your penis?
Oh.
We have a list of options available. I have my left hand or my right hand.
Press 1 for...
I have my mouth or I have my bottom. It's entirely up to you. Tonight,
Considering what
yours.
just happened about 20 minutes ago in that loo, I wouldn't go anywhere near that.
Tonight I'm yours, sir.
Oh, no.
And I would like to please you.
Oh.
And I've kind of run out of I have ideas. I don't really know what those guys get up to. I can kind of imagine, but would you like to show me the way of the love that dare not speak its name, sir? Would you like me to kiss you on the mouth? That was lovely. It was nice kissing a man. Getting a little bit fruity here, isn't it? It's getting a little bit... maybe you should leave,
I think I should leave you alone with your imaginary boyfriend.
All I'm saying is, it's 2018. I don't care.
Yeah, they do, though.
It's phone sex. It's only phone sex. I'm not. Doesn't. If I have. It was a philosophical question for you. If I have phone sex with another man, does it make me gay? No, of course not. It's role playing. It's acting. I'm acting the part.
Okay.
Which I could be happy to do. I used to be, not so much now, but I used to be, when I was doing the 11 o'clock show, I don't want to say icon, but I had a lot of gay men were into me. A lot of gay men were, no. They wanted to be into me. No, a lot of gay men like me, man. I was,
Is it because you were a twink?
No, I don't think you know what twink means. Because I was never a twink. Look, eye me up and down. I'm not a piece of meat. Although I can be, sir. But no, I don't get chatted up by gay guys.
You were
anymore.
a young-looking...
I was young.
Slight.
I was a skinny guy.
Yeah.
But now I don't get it. Now I'm not... No gay guys chat me up anymore.
Oh,
Which is the same. I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy it because you could have a little flirt, but because I'm not gay, and there was never any chance I was going to have sex with them, there was no kind of pressure. It was just it was flattering, and yeah, women like to be flattered. Thank you very much.
So you know almost then what it's like to be a woman then?
What do you mean?
Well, when you're young and a woman, blokes are trying it on all the time and you're not interested.
They weren't trying it on all the time.
Well,
but I
to
wasn't
chat you up all the time.
Yeah, but I wasn't like a woman. I was up for it. I was up for it.
But you weren't though.
I was up for the flirt,
Yeah.
and I would say very early on...
Yeah. Like me when I used to say I had a boyfriend, but I quite like flirting.
Really? Go on, then. Do flirt for the ladies?
Not anymore, no. Can't be bothered.
Well, then there you go. That's.
To be honest, I'd rather have a lie down. On my own. Can't be bothered anymore.
Oh, I can't be bothered.
But also, I used to flirt and not realise I was flirting. I've got that thing.
Have you?
Mm.
Again, I'll get that cleared up.
Like, I think it's charisma. It's charisma, and it's the impudent face. They thought I was being cheeky, but actually, I was being cheeky, but not in a cheeky. Do you want
to hear a song that makes no sense at all?
Always.
Okay, we're going to see this band live in concert next year. They won't play this.
You're assuming we'll still be talking next year?
No, you're coming. I pay for the tickets. You definitely.
Well,
coming.
I'll go.
I
don't want to talk to
this
you.
song makes no sense.
Is it my fortune or my fame? Is it my money or my name? Is it my personality or just my sexuality?
What is my charisma? Doesn't make sense, does it? What is my charisma?
Because if you can say, "Oh, it's your sexuality," then that's not charisma. Charisma is just like an indefinable charm.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense.
Is it my body or my brain? Do I drive you insane? Is it the power of my touch?
It's so it is. It's his modesty.
Too much.
What is my charisma? What is my charisma?
Is it my what?
Fortune on my fame. This is a great song.
Oh.
I know you write me sexy letters.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's an opening line. I know you write me sexy letters.
I know you write me sexy letters.
Oh, the breathing.
And you send your pictures for my wall. You found the hotel where I'm staying. And you build up your nerve, and then you call.
I'm living in sin. Where? At the Holiday Inn.
No, you can't do that.
I'm living in sin. At the Holiday Inn. At the Holiday Inn.
Just a living in sin.
Gosh.
You tell me you want me to protect you. But sometimes my love can go too far.
Sometimes my love can go too far.
That is not going to stand up in a court of law.
Deep in your heart,
Okay.
you wanna love me.
I don't think that's what she's after at all.
But come closer, I know who you are. I'm living in sin.
God.
At the Holiday Inn.
Is he dining in style at the Wimpy as well?
I'm living in sin.
The Holiday Inn.
At the Holiday Inn. Living in sin. Deep in your heart.
It's going to meet her at the Beef Eater. God.
I'm trying to quickly think of hotels.
He'll give her a bit outside quick fit.
No.
What? Feeling randy at Tandy's?
If you're a trucker, he'll... No.
No!
But Kiss are obsessed with... They're
trying to sow a subtle seed in the minds of...
there comes a period in a
the
lot
female
of rock stars in the 70s, right? The third album, they've run out of stuff to write about. So they suddenly, the third album...
It's all about hotels.
It's about hotels and aeroplanes. This is a great song. This is a great song.
Place to go, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna scream.
Oh,
because a hotel all alone is not a
rock and roll star scream.
But just wait, I'm about to shut the light and go to bed. A lady calls and asks if I'm too tired or if I'm just too dead gone.
Room service,
baby, I could use a meal.
Room service, or do what you feel.
I take the pleasure with the pain. I can't say no.
Maybe I could use a meal, or do what you feel.
Just change the towels and that.
Then a stewardess in a tight blue dress says, I got the time. But just as I'm about to take my coat and get my flight, she says, oh, please. She's on her knees. And one more time before I leave, I get some room service. Baby, I could use a meal. Room service. Do what you feel. Room service. I take the pleasure with the pain. I can't say no.
Why am I thinking of four in a bed?
So we're seeing
Could use a meal, or they'll just pull the mattress back and look for dodgy stains and take 20 quid off at the end.
We're seeing them.
I know, I'm going to get a Kiss t-shirt, I don't care.
Yeah.
Totally getting one.
Well, they're
And I'm going to go and hang out outside the Holiday Inn.
I mean, some of their songs are a little bit dodgy bodsky. I mean, Christine 16, I wouldn't want.
Wow.
Oh, this is a good one. I don't know. The early Kiss stuff I do quite like, but it's as I get older, I struggle with it a little bit. This
Is it become problematic?
Yeah. There we go. This is good. This is good. Hang on a second. Here we go.
So you've been to the market, and the meat looks good tonight.
I think he says, so you've been to the master and the meat looks good tonight.
I thought he said I'd been to the market.
Let's get the lyrics to this. Hang on a second. Okay. So you've been to the market, you're right. And the meat looks good tonight. It's called Ladies in Waiting.
We'll show you
what it's all about.
Oh.
The selection is inviting.
Oh, so the market is ladies.
Like meat market.
Oh, okay.
It's been to some dodgy club.
They sure look hot tonight, and the ladies are waiting. We'll show you
what it's all about.
And so you move on down the line. All the ladies are looking fine, so fine. Ladies in waiting.
Oh my God, right, so what we're talking about is the idea that they've got them queuing. They've formed an orderly queue,
terrible, isn't
waiting
it?
for a little bit of time with one of the Kiss guys, with or without makeup.
Yeah.
I'm imagining with. Gosh.
That's
It's that charisma again, isn't it?
It's a little bit Jeff, isn't it?
It is a bit.
It's a little bit. Let's see, verse 2 might redeem them.
Yeah,
Hang on.
let's see.
Oh, straight back in there.
The queue is still there.
All the ladies are looking fine. The selection is inviting.
Okay, now it's just repeating
The
itself.
selection. We're not talking about human beings anymore. We're talking about a selection. Deary me.
I could play. That's like the tip of the iceberg. This is Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So Sally sent me this story. I've only read the first few lines, and I read it smells like bullshine. Right? This in the Indy 100, the Independent. But it smells like bullshine. Scientists have found evidence that suggests the human brain still works for a short time after death, meaning people know when they're dead. Researchers made the discovery by asking a dead person if they knew they were dead, and the man said yes. By looking at cardiac arrest cases, what they learned was people who had been resuscitated could describe what happened, including conversations between doctors and nurses after their heart stopped beating. After the heart ceases beating, blood stops circulating to the brain and it begins to shut down. But this process can reportedly take hours to complete.
No!
Leaving a window of time where a person is officially dead and still aware of what's going on around them.
That is terrifying.
The team of researchers... the team of researchers from New York's Stony Brook University of Medicine hope their work will improve treatment of cardiac arrests and prevent brain injuries during resuscitation. What about Dr. Parnia said, at the same time we also study the human mind and consciousness in the context of death to understand whether consciousness becomes annihilated or whether it continues after you've died for some period of time, and how that relates to what's happening inside the brain. Jesus. I mean, then the last line of the story, right? So it's a bit flimsy, right? But the last line of the story, this is the Indy 100, which I'm guessing is got the Independent logo. So this is, you think it'll be like, this is online, right? So the last line is, we have that quote, the question of what happens when we die is still one of life's greatest mysteries. But the research shows there is some kind of life after death. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, bloody terrifying life after death.
You can't just do that.
Oh, no. That's horrible.
That's, How did the headless chicken thing work? How does that work? What's different about a chicken that means when you chop a chicken's head off, it can still run around? Because they do, don't they?
I don't know whether it's true or not.
No, it's true.
I've never seen it.
Let's find a video of it.
Oh, I don't want to see it, man.
You wanted to show me a picture of a prostitute orangutan. There we go. Here's a headless chicken. This is from Uganda. Look, there's no head. That's not even running. That's walking. That's his neck. Oh, God! It's starting to die there. Flipping heck, man! A headless chicken was found wandering about in a country road in Uganda. At the time of uploading this video, it was still alive, but the villagers are gripped with fear, no one wanting to come close to it. A belief of supernatural causality... Cutting squid from... I don't want to see that. I don't want to see squid being cut. A belief of supernatural causality is rife. Accusations and counter-accusations are flying. I will keep you posted. So how does that work? Oh! Jesus.
Paul Ross, come in.
No, don't! You don't invite him in. That means he can enter whenever he wants now.
You've already done it.
Genuinely scared the life out of me then.
That's why I'm here.
How do you know how the headless chicken thing works?
I presume it's got such a tiny brain the nervous system doesn't get the signal quickly. Maybe, I don't know.
I've heard this story before, that it's because it's a tiny brain.
Mind you, Julia Hartley-Brewer keeps moving. You know what I'm saying, folks. We love her, really. The crudest thing I ever did involved a chicken. It was unintentional.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Where's this going?
First time I went to New York, 1984. I was a researcher on a TV show. I got there a week or so early to set stuff up. And I was wandering around places I knew from songs, and there's a wonderful song by Lorenz Hart and Richard Rogers, Manhattan.
Yeah.
I'll take Manhattan, and it mentions in it Mott Street. Yeah. And it's a joke, because it says, who knows but what street compares to Mott Street in July. Now, Mott Street is Chinatown, lots of open-air butchers, and it used to be really rank in the summer.
Yeah, I bet.
So it's a joke. So I've gone and wandered around Mott Street, had a lovely Chinese meal, and I've seen a little slot machine, and it had on it no word of like dancing chicken. And it was like a quarter. Oh. This is great. This is pre-video games.
Yeah.
When there was Pac-Man and there was Breakout, that was about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I put my quarter in there, and this ring in the middle of it, like a hob, started to go red and heat up.
Yeah.
And then a door opened and out came a poor chicken, and the music started bum 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 as the poor chicken hopped from foot to burning foot on the hot plate.
Wow.
After about 15, I'm shaking it to push him back. After about 15 seconds, a flap came up. He went back in, and the hot plate cooled down.
Oh.
And you thought, well, hang on, I didn't get
17 quarters later, I had roast chicken. No. But it really was a shocker. And you kind of think now, it's obviously dated, it must be from the maybe even Edwardian days.
Yeah. Well, that's
really
how they used to,
weird.
I know they used to make bears dance like that and stuff, but that's...
It was in the street, outside the street. It's like a big attraction.
Don't try and justify your cruelness to us, Paul Ross. You're a warped man. We know that. So Dancing Chicken's on the show tonight.
Dancing Chickens.
Well,
also, it's 4,000 years old.
You can turn your torch off. I can see you struggling to work out how to do it.
I've got to get the...
Don't worry.
Because I got a new phone, I upgraded.
Oh.
2.5 weeks later, I lost it, and I hadn't insured it for loss. Oh, so I've gone back to the old one. I know, what a plum.
Mate.
What a plum, I know.
That's almost...
I felt a bit bereft because I got so used to it, and it was bigger screen, it was all quite, groovy, and I've managed to not let my daughters nick it. They normally take their SIM card and swap the phones over when I get a new one.
Wow.
Lost it.
Yeah.
So between the back door here and my car parked at the front, I've dropped it somewhere.
Oh, no.
What can you do? That's
But
life.
it'll be like Cundy or one of the Talk Sport boys will have
Beg
had
your pardon?
Jason Cundy.
Oh, OK.
Sorry.
Let Lloydman will clear that right up.
It'll be one of those horrible Talk Sport scumbags. That's the kind of thing they do. So what is on your show tonight?
It's the size of Great Britain. It's 4,000 years old. 200 million of them make up the biggest termite mound network we've ever found. Yeah. It's in Brazil. We're talking to an expert about that, and I love a bit of termite action. They've been inhabited, some of these mounds, for 4,000 years.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
We're also talking to a wonderful woman, a woman called Kat Fletcher, who found something called Freegal, which is where you put stuff on if you want to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
She's building a house, and it's almost finished, out of waste on the University of Brighton campus. And she does incredible things, like, because it's got a huge student population, Brighton, they guesstimate, every year, something like 20 to 25,000 duvets are left behind. Students turn up there, they keep them, off they go. Like they leave tents at Glastonbury, all that stuff, Anyway, she's using those to insulate the walls of the house. She's found a factory in Sheffield.
It's going to be a bit right.
She's cleaned them first.
They'll clean them and they monitor it all. And it's all made in France. But they found a factory in Sheffield that imports unwanted end of last season jeans from the Far East, and they turn them into shorts. What she worked out was what happens to the legs they've cut off. She's using that to build this house as well. Fantastic woman, so we've got all that and more on the show. Mainly termites and the usual old tosh.
You say cleaning duvets. When I took my duvets in to be dry cleaned, to the dry cleaners...
That's very Princess Risborough.
Well, this was when I was in Windsor, right?
Oh, very Windsor.
And they said, do you mind... Can you pay before? I said, why? And they pointed back and he said, we've got all of these duvets here that no one comes to collect. There are loads of them. Well, that's odd. And he said, yes, I paid, and it was like 35 quid a pop to get them cleaned.
And you can buy them for 35 quid.
Exactly! That's the thing. I didn't realise that. Because I come from, when they were Continental quilts, and they cost a fortune.
The Continental quilts.
The Continental quilts, I mean, we got them in about 1979, and no one knew how to sleep in them. So every time we woke up as a family, the Continental quilt was on the floor.
My mum, with 6 kids, got fed up making beds.
Yeah.
Again, so we had nylon sheets, we're bunk beds, so I shared a room with 4 brothers, so I can do all kinds of things incredibly quietly, OK?
Yes.
Even as I speak to you now. Yeah, exactly. But she got sleeping bags, unzipped them, and they were our prototype duvets.
There you go.
So I left home at 18.
Imagine, we've not got but remember the hassle of making the bed with sheets. And it was great being tucked in by Dad. Anyway, that's the end of the show. Paul Ross is up next. Ta-ta!